Hello. How's it going, folks? Hope you're having a very nice Thursday. Very nice afternoon. Or maybe it's still or maybe it's just the lunch hour for you now, right? Depending what coast you're on and all that fun stuff. Or if you're overseas, it's probably around nighttime, right? Time zones, how do they work? Welcome to what I'm hoping is the last part in this series I'm doing, the skill check, where we play rather hard video games. I think today we should be able to finish off God Hand. I think. As Ganj has very kindly reminded me. Also, welcome. Also, hello to Burnmick. I know you're lurking. Finishing up some work. It's all good. Ganj reminded me. It's like that last session was a big ol' 6-hour episode. I did not need to do that. I probably could have stretched another episode out of this whole thing. But I was in the groove and I wanted to get it. I wanted to keep it going. So like this game is pretty hard to put down, all things considered, right? Anyways, let's do a little bit of promo before I get started. Of course, these episodes are always archived up here at youtube.com/RJLee. Hey, how's it going? My hair is Zero. They're always archived up here. Just takes me a day or so after these. You know, if you're watching on the VOD, hello. How's it going? Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff that YouTubers love to say. Of course, if you would like, just like my fine audience here, like My Hero Zero and Ganj and so forth, and anyone else who decides to hang out, you can always join us live over here at twitch.tv/RJLee. It's where you can come over here and give me a follow if you like. It's free, you know. Of course, you'll never miss it when a show goes live. You get a fun little notification from me, hopefully. And then, of course, if you'd like to support the show, there's always the subscribers. My wonderful, amazing subscribers. Thank you so much, as always. Who, you know, would you throw me a couple bucks every month? It's very nice of them. Keeps this show running, right? Of course, the current subscriber goal being Pac-Man 2. For bonus streams. We'll do a bonus Pac-Man 2 stream. And also an additional Rocksmith stream that I call the Playlist LP. I added the LP on the end of the branding. Just, you know, I have to... It's like, until I'm satisfied with it. I think this is pretty much it. I'm definitely just calling it now the Playlist LP because it stands for long play, and I play for arguably way too long. Like yesterday, where we did a fine Rocksmith subscriber bonus stream in 3 hours and plus more and change. My finger is a little funny feeling, but we'll be fine. Just gotta give it some time to heal. Once that number hits 50, we'll do it again, baby. We'll do a different one, and we'll play that Pac-Man 2. Of course, as always, thank you again to my wonderful, kind subscribers, or anyone who wishes to chip me a couple bucks here and there. The tip or donation. All right. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to God Hand business, shall we? Let's change on over here. Should be loading. There we go. So,
Clover.
Let's do a little bit of audio balancing first, just to be sure. Shall we? I think it should be all right. We'll know as soon as this music hits, which I'm gonna miss. You know, this game is full of just fun tunes. Yeah, that should be good. All right. Let's get started.
Yeah!
So I'm hoping, again, this is the last episode that we do this. I think this is the final stage, which there are like multiple sections in the middle of, obviously. Tuck in my chair a little bit. Get our sip of this coffee. So one thing I did do off camera before we start today, I did go into the casino I did do the, I did a little more slot machining. Hold on. One moment. Get the fuzz off my phone. I did go into the casino for a little bit. And I got like the last prize, slot machine prize that they kind of had in there just for playing the slot machines. That gives when you get it like a, not a jackpot, but like a separate gift. All it gave me was this flying triple move, which I just missed. Where'd it go? There it is. It seems like an okay move. It's a juggler, but it's like 24 damage for something that I can get like just a straight 20, and this is like quicker and it's a single hit. I think that's fine. I did do a little more labbing, let's just say. And this move does have a little more utility, even though it does have a single hit. You know, does the same thing. It's a juggle, but it's got the high evade, which is much more beneficial, right? It does 25 in total, so I guess 1 point more damage than that flying triple, right? I don't know if I need this hand plant kick anymore. We'll see. I know last time I played, I even complained where I'm like, hey, I kind of like that. It's just a one hit and done. But I did do some labbing, and I did start to investigate this regular little sidekick that you get at the beginning of the game, except you get upgrade versions, obviously, as you move on. Let me show you why. I did look into the tech that some people have been doing that I've seen online. Let's bring that sparring bot, right? So obviously this has to do fully with the ability to cancel animations, right? Cancel animation frames. This is very technical, by the way, so... It's like just a standard sidekick, right? But it's like being able to do this. So it's like, one, I want to be able to juggle, right? Juggle, then kick them into the wall, very specifically. Like that, right? Except in this case, you know... What if I cancel my animations and just kept doing this kick over and over again? That's pretty dang powerful, if you ask me. And all I'm doing is this kick. So, like, obviously I have to have them cornered in the wall, but it's just like, I'm canceling my way out of this side kick to, like, not finish the full animation of it, but still get the full benefit of it, right? So you just want to juggle, kick, dodge, kick, dodge, kick, dodge. It's actually, the timing on it is actually a little trickier than you think. Because you do have to kind of get the side kick off in time, just at the right frames, because you can't, like, I can't press it like immediately after I hit the dodge button, which the dodge is all I'm doing is flicking the stick up, right? Because this handles all your dodges on the right stick. So if I flick up, he does like the on the spot dodge. I can also do a left or right dodge, you know, but like that has extra time to it. It's not as fast as doing this, right? So it's like these dodges take a little more time to come out of, although they do cancel animations too. It just takes a little more time. And also, like, I don't want to shift around too much because I'm trying to keep them on the wall, right? And obviously this back somersault is not going to do it either in this case, so. But again, you have to, like, make sure you actually get the full kick out there even before you get this side kick in. So I'm trying to timing this. Also, I just have to be close enough to the wall, obviously, again. Just like that. You can get quite a bit of extra damage on that, which is pretty handy. I would say, you know, if you can nail that, you could definitely get more damage than doing the regular crowd control combo that I do, which is, you know, launching them in the air and then time freezes when you can do the big Shoryuken style uppercut and then the Van Damme looking kick to like launch someone way across the screen, right? So like this is only really and like that's the other thing too, like doing this kick doesn't freeze time, right? So it's not great for crowd control, right? Because enemies will still be able to like come at me and hit me as I'm doing that dodge kick, dodge kick, dodge kick. So you do want to like save that for things like bosses, or save that, you know, assuming you can actually get them up in the air to like to juggle, right? It's basically being able to kick that off first. But if you get any kind of knockback and knock them into the wall, it'll be the prime time to do it, right? So anyways, talked enough about that. So let's try this. I do think, so obviously the move that I got rid of was that sweep that I like to do. But because we have this juggle kick that does a sweep and then does the juggle, I think that'll be a good enough replacement, because I'll still be able to evade low, or sorry, evade high by doing that low kick at the beginning of it to start all off. So I think we'll be okay. But we'll see. You can always change it down the road. All right. Let's try to find the rhythm of this game again, right? All right, here we go. This looks familiar, obviously. Grab the sword, so why not? Okay, can't go through that door. Look at these guys. Just want to take the one, right? Easy finish, right? Wait, it's not that. Come on. There we go. I should do it. Oh, hello. Jeez. God. The other thing that I found is that this kick can actually launch these bigger guys. Oh my God. Which is good. Whereas the other kick that I was doing could not. Come on. Shit. Ugh. Come on. Take that. There we go. Oh gosh. Let's see if we can get some health. Oh god. Already debating if I should switch back to that other kick. I think it's okay now, but again, we'll see. We'll see. Let's try this again. Okay. Great. Maybe 3 guys at once is a little bit tough, so. Out of here. thing is with these guys, like, they're really not letting me launch them in a way, so I'm kind of having to, like, finagle this. Because I'm not going to be able to get... I'm not going to be able to get any crowd control on these guys very easily. This. Ooh. Get out of here. Oh, God. Thinking maybe I should have used God Hand, but we pretty much got these guys. Oh, God. At least I thought so.
Wow.
Jesus. Man, we're at the gate. It's already hard. Alright, let's try this again. Maybe grab that sword. Not being able to get that kick. It's not quite quick enough, you know? Maybe what I should do... Shit. Okay. I have enough meter? Not quite. Ow, ow, ow. Right. It's God Hand. Okay. Right. Oh, God. Jesus. There we go. That's what I need to do. Great. Okay. So I just need to give him an extra couple punches, which will help me get the juggle. We're solving this. Slowly but surely. We'll pull another guy out here. Let's get this guy on the far right. that it?
Wow.
Great. Okay, didn't spawn anyone, which is good. Okay, got a little bit of health out there. Like these guys you can definitely launch really easy, right? Because it's like they're smaller, right? Just those bigger dudes who aren't like the usual littler enemies that are more of a challenge for crowd control, right? Like this guy. God, what am I doing? A couple more combos for a dude suplex. Oh, we lost it. That's alright. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Missed it. That's alright. That'll finish him anyways. Alright, this last guy.
I love it.
Whoop. Jesus.
What the hell? Great.
Alright. Let's go clean up on items.
Great. I love it.
Take it. Nothing. Would not mind some items for special attacks right now.
Great.
Oh, there's another box out there. Great, there we go.
Great. Time to die.
Oh, that guy again. Oh boy, they all just come at me at once, huh? I want to get this guy. Let's do it again. This is a lot to deal with. God. There's a lot of enemies at once. Oh no. Jesus. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. No, I don't want to deal with you. Oh, God. Get out of here. I don't think I want to do that. That's a really bad waste of a card, unfortunately. Jesus. Ah! Okay, we have God Hand at least. So let's do that. I need to get out of this corner. Also need that cherry. Let's grab this as well.
I love it.
Oh god. God damn it. Shit. God, get me out of here. Oh god, sucks. Jesus, Jesus. Her item drop. I don't know what it is though. Okay, I'll take that. Jesus.
Wow.
Okay, that's good. That's good. These are all good things.
I love it.
Oh shit, didn't pick that up.
Wow.
Oh, god damn it. Those bananas. Where are those bananas?
Nice.
They're here somewhere. I know they are. Jesus, no!
Great.
Oh, God.
My defenses are impregnable.
God, stop it. I just... Oh my god, fuck this guy. Oh, of course. Oh, don't do that. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god, come on. Shit. Oh, I probably have to do that all over again, don't I?
Time to die.
God damn it. Give me the other one. I don't care. Nope. There we go. Great. Just all of them. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh no. Demon guy is out now though. That's not good. Okay, at least we got all these healing items. Gonna need... I wish I had something more than that. Oh god. Okay, that's good. Turn around, please. Let's try and see if we can find one more for that Shaolin fist thing. Great. Shit, shit, shit. Here we go. Fantastic. Fantastic. Best result. Except that. Jesus. Get up. Just give me this. Fine. You get out of here. Oh my god. What an ordeal, to say the least.
This is it.
Okay, we're here. I sure hope they let me pick up all those items.
I'm coming for you.
Okay, good. Good, good, good.
Wow. Nice.
Could have used that earlier.
I love it. Great.
I'm guessing I won't be back here, so...
Wow.
Right? Okay. Here goes. Nope. There's a path back here.
Great.
That's good. Of course.
Oh, I love it.
You up for my chat?
Let's see what this is all about, huh? I doubt we need it. It's just probably money at this point, right? Look at this big guy. God damn it. Shit. Didn't mean that. Oh my god. Okay, fine. Fine. Shit. I was half expecting a little more out of that, but that's okay. Health situation not looking good though. Does that carry over? Yeah, it does. That's fine. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, there are 5 of these extra stages, or 5 of these extra sections in this stage, so just gonna keep moving through them, right? Oh, this is a choice of a voice acting voice. Anyone here? See anyone? All right. big old empty space. Just no one here. Alright, well. Alright. Just nothing here. No, I guess. I'm not gonna say no. Oh, it did say 3 trials, so I guess this is the second or first one, I mean. Oh my god. It's this guy again! Sure. Oh my god. Okay, well, look. That Mach Punch is not doing us any favors. Maybe I'll switch that off just for this fight. Because as soon as I do it, he's gonna block it, and then I initiate that thing where I can't do a guard break, right? So let's maybe replace this really quick with another small punch. But yeah, just this left hook, right? See how this goes. That's better. Okay. Oh. Oh god. Big suplex. Oh no! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, trigger banana, oh my god! I can't look away for, hold on, oh god! Ah, it's a banana raid! Give me 1 second! Oh my god! Hello, 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 how's it going? All your fine raiders? Oh jeez. I'm in the middle of fighting a big ape. Oh god! Hold on, oh god, I can't hit circle, okay, okay. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus. Oh jeez. Nope. Oh god, he's gonna do this again. Yeah. Nope, that's the wrong button. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's pause. Let's pause. Banana. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Hello, Raiders. Hello, Tricky Banana. Good to see you again. Good to, hey, welcome back from PAX. I wanted to say hello earlier, but I didn't have enough time as I was getting set up for the show and take care of some personal things. Yeah, Big Ape. Big Ape. Maybe the biggest in this game, for sure. But, oh my gosh. Welcome, Dr. Stanley Fisher. Welcome, Bert the Wayfarer. Good to see you, as always. Hello again, XTKYZ. Hello again to... Oh, first time chat. Oh, first time chatter. Epic Win Banana. Maybe... So many bananas. Tricky Banana. Bring out all the other bananas. Oh my gosh. And yes. Yes, it is God Hand. XTKYZ. Let me just call it XTK for short. This is God Hand. This is a part of my series, which you actually, I believe, to be the series finale, if you prefer, for this game. I'm at the very last stage. So there's a couple, I think I maybe have like 3 fights before the big fight, I want to say, to the very end of the game. So spoilers if you care about that for a 20-somewhat-year-old video game. Made by Shinji Mikami, though. Well-known puzzle master themselves. You know. Director of Resident Evil 4 and other Resident Evil games. Large contributor to that. Gosh. How you doing, Trick Banana? It's been a while since we've... I mean, hey. They're not a point-and-click master, but if you've ever played a Resident Evil game, you know how those puzzles work? You know, it's like... It's always some like really obscure, like take the statue of this like Roman god and check the bottom of it for like a small pin that you can pull. And then I use that small pin to like put into like some other weird puzzle to solve it, right? Just weird stuff like that. Very escape roomy. I bet Shinji Mikami loves a good escape room, in my opinion, right? In my opinion. It's always the same level of puzzles, yeah. Even the newer ones. And it's always like, they're charming, right? It's always charming in some way. Chicken Banana, how was PAX? I would love to know. You know? It's like, I know you were out there for a little while, right? It's like, seems like a lot of fun from what I'm hearing from various people. Did you get to play anything cool? Did you get to meet anyone neat? Did you get to take photo? I didn't, it's like, you know, I checked in on your Discord now and then. I'm just like, oh, taking any photos? Right? Maybe you're not much of a photo taker. That's okay. Or maybe I just missed them because I'm bad at looking at all the different channels. Earth Wayfarer says, oh, is it really just straight up remake? Oh, you mean like the RE4 that came out recently, right? It's like, it's not a straight up remake. I would call it like a, oh no, it's not a remaster. That's what we're saying, right? It's like a strip. They like use similar puzzles, but like definitely enhanced them, whether it's graphically or changing ones that maybe that like weren't as good stuff. So it's a full 4 days of a convention, but I was there for 2 extra days. Played Donkey Konga 2 for the first time ever with the bongos. How very fitting of a banana going right for the Donkey Kong. Yes, Birth of the Wayfarer. It's like not changing the story so much. I think they might have done like small adjustments just to like make it smoother or whatnot. But in my opinion, like, you know, Resident Evil 4 is still a pretty decent game on its own, right? So they don't need to change too much, but it does look much better. The Silent 2 remake is obviously much more complicated because Silent 2 is, let's just say it's like Silent 2 is an incredible video game on its own, despite its flaws, right? Ooh, banana. Okay, Chicken Banana. Okay. Anytime I hear someone talk about playing Donkey Konga with the bongos, it's like, you know, you have like people trying to find ways to like mute the bongos a little bit when they're playing them in, like, you know, if you live in an apartment or you live with other people, or if you like live, like if you have shared walls with other you know, with other people, it's like, yeah, it's like, look, I know I play a lot of rhythm games, right? Obviously I play a lot of bass, as some of y'all may know. I play Rocksmith on typically Tuesdays, typically, or on the weekends. But it's like, yeah, you get into it, right? Yeah, like it's fun, right? It's not, I'm not saying it's like fun, just like hit it really hard or something, but like you're having a good time, you're enjoying the music, right? And like you want to go for it, right? Epic Wind Banana says they don't do games like that anymore. Need games, yeah, look, hold on, wait 1 second. I got a closet full of these. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? I got a closet full of them. This and like the drums are just back there too. I'm not going to pull those out. That takes a little more to get out of there, out of the closet. You know what I mean? I got this one, right? The old Rocksmith Explorer guitar, right? How about this one? How about one of these, right? How about one of these, right? It's like the Rock Band version. It's got the little buttons down here. They don't work anymore, you know. It's like we're lucky if these things still work today, right? Now we talking. Yeah, Epic Wind Banana, know what's up, right? You know, ironically speaking, being a Rocksmith music streamer, I do have the real deal too, right? So it's like I got the fake one and I got the real one. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, I love Rock Band, right? In fact, some of y'all, I don't maybe missed it just yesterday. So yesterday I had my Rocksmith. Let me go to full camera, right? It's like, let me just hold on. Let me save this. I'm having a fun chat with folks. Let's pause that. Let's come back here and just talk for a bit, right? So yesterday, I was doing a subscriber bonus stream because I met my subscribers goal, right? Which was originally like 20. And so I owed my chat, or it was 30, I think actually. So I owed my wonderful subscribers a bonus stream. And what we did yesterday was I actually played like a little thing I call the playlist LP. That's what I call it now, which is basically I do a Rocksmith stream. If you don't know what Rocksmith is, I am basically, you would call it like rock band or rock band-ish, or even it's kind of like kind of Guitar Hero-ish, but you use your like real guitars to do it, right? And I specifically play a lot of bass guitar. But like what I did was basically I curated playlist and I basically play like a full set, right? So I basically do like you could call it like similar to like a covers night or like a concert set in a way, right? So I played like maybe like 2.5 hours ish of music for folks with the game, right? And my inspiration is I generally try to like theme every playlist with something cool. So it's just funny that you bring this up now, because it's like I love rhythm games. I was very inspired by Rock Band, using obviously all those funky controllers and whatnot to play a real instrument, right? It's like it helped me get back into playing music for real, which is something I was never great at when I first got into it originally. But then as soon as I started playing Rock Band, I'm like, I should play the real deal again. And then next thing I know, I'm like, well, get really into it, right? So yesterday, when I played that subscriber stream with folks, or the bonus stream with folks, I basically played 2.5 hours full of music that all were on the set list, or were all on the disc for Rock Band 1. Because it's like, playing Rock Band 1 inspired me to play the real thing. So like, what better way to like pay homage than to play those songs for real, but on a bass guitar with folks, right? Tricky Banana asks the real question here. Can I play Rocksmith on a recorder? That might be hard. Here's what I'll say. I don't... Long story short, Rocksmith can basically handle anything that has a MIDI output, right? Hey, thank you for the follow, Epic Win Banana. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. But it's like, if someone could get a recorder, like obviously it's a wind instrument technically, right? Like I've never heard of anyone hooking up like, you know, a trumpet or a flute or a trombone or something like that to a digital output. That's gotta be doable somehow, right? Right? You know, now that I think it... So, okay, so Rocksmith does have this thing in it. So, not to get your hopes up. There is a way to set up Rocksmith so that instead of... So, like, the way I do it... So, like a lot of streamers, right? We have an audio interface, right? So, it's like basically like a little box that lets me plug in like this microphone, right? Because this is not a USB microphone. This is using what's called XLR, which is like a microphone cable, or popularly known as, you know, a microphone cable. And then for my guitars and stuff, you plug in using stuff like this, right? Just like speaker, it's like speaker cable, kind of ish. but this is like a 1/4-inch jack, right? And basically I plug that into this box. It takes this analog signal and turns it to a digital one, and then that plugs in to my computer via USB, right? So what you can do is, yes, Tricky Banana, either one, you need an electric recorder that has some kind of analog output that you can then turn into a digital input. And technically speaking, that should work. Or, oh my God, could you imagine? Tricky Banana, you tell me what you can play on your recorder and we'll see. But it's like, there's another way to do it, which is instead of plugging in directly to my audio interface, all this fancy stuff I just mentioned, you can actually make Rocksmith work with a microphone. So I've never tried it, but now I'm like super curious, because what this was meant to do was meant to work with, say, an acoustic guitar, right? Where basically what the game does, it takes a microphone input and it tries to listen to like a note being played and then turn that into, to say like, yes, you're playing that note for like what the game is telling me to play. So like if you're playing like an E or a C or like, you know, any note really, if you can like say like, hey, can it turn a recorder making like an A note, right? When you're blowing into it, blowing and sound is coming out. If that gets picked up on a microphone, will that register the notes that are in the game? I don't know. I've never tried. I'm super curious if it would work. I don't see why it wouldn't, unless it's like specifically trying to hear for like a guitar note, which, you know, this is an analog signal, right? By that definition, a note is a note. It kind of shouldn't really matter, right? So I don't know. I'm curious. But yeah, the DK bongos can capture claps. Like claps are really easy, right? Like we've all seen like what a sound signal looks like, you know, all the squiggly lines that like bounce up and down in like a meter, or like ones that looks like a wave form, right? A clap, all a clap is like, it's just all frequency notes, or it's all just frequencies, right? So like if your frequency is a clap, it just means it's like really big. That's it, right? A sharp, really big frequency. That's all a clap is, technically speaking, right? A certain note is just that frequency in a certain way, right? Oh my God, we just reached a follower goal. Oh my God. Thank you so much, New Baroque, for your follow. We just got a follower goal. I forgot I even had that. I mean, I have it right here. I should know. Thank you for the new follow. Thank you for helping me hit that big old 100 number. I set the number arbitrarily. I didn't even establish like a goal for that, like or a goal reward for that. But thank you so much for helping me reach that. I guess I gotta set in like a new goal now, don't I? But for what, right? Bert the Wayfarer says, 2014 remastered audio interface / mic input is hard to get notes to register. Rocksmith Plus, it can work a bit better. There's even mobile play. Yes, I've definitely heard that. So like basically using it on your phone. Is that right, Bert? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I've actually never tried Rocksmith Plus. I've been curious, but it's expensive, right? New Brooke says, I thought I was in your stream. Whoops. Well, thank you still for helping me hit 100. If you unfollow, it's fine. You know, it's like it just brings me down to 99. I'll get it eventually, right? Yeah, you can use your phone. I have it installed. We'll try it in TwitchCon. Good luck with that. In TwitchCon, that'd be hard. It's like, obviously, I'm assuming you would need to be in a quiet room, which you probably won't find at TwitchCon. But good luck with that, Bert. Gosh, Tricky Banana, if you play like a Metallica song on recorder, I'll be super impressed. And just like jump in the fire. Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend to make recorder sounds in my mouth. That'd be really funny though. Epic Win Banana says, I like what Rocksmith is supposed to be, but it's a tad priced with pluses. Yes, it is. It's like cannot imagine. It's like not cheap either. Last time I remember, like they raised their prices earlier this year. Even so, it's like $20 a month for me. I'm in Canada, so the Canadian conversion is even worse, right? But it's like I couldn't imagine paying like $20 a month for that, and it's like you can't do like custom DLC with it. So like fine folks like Burmick, right? We're making incredible custom charts for folks for the community, and others like them. You can't even do that, right? You're just kind of at the whim of whatever they make available in the service or not. And I know there's a lot of stuff there, but it's not always going to be stuff that I want to play, right? Yeah, $80 for a year, even on sale. I don't know, right? Song request, enter Sandman in recorder form. do 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 do. Oh, that'd be incredible. That'd be incredible. Oh, New Baroque is an amazing violinist. I'm gonna follow back then. I would love to check out your stream someday. Definitely when you go live. I'll check it out. Thank you so much for the follow. I should be doing shoutouts. I'm so bad at them. My gosh. Ricky, Nana. No, I spelled that wrong. Oh gosh. I wish I had like autocomplete on these for shoutouts, Just make my life a little bit easier, Also, I can't type, so that doesn't help. There we go. I know, there's that extra N in there, but also like banana is hard for me to type because you're going A and A and A. So, but yeah, it's like I wish I could use Rocksmith Plus with the stuff that I want to use it with. It's just not feasible for me. Vermick says you are required to chart the non-charted songs. They make you do it. Yeah. And then it's like, who knows when they like take that stuff off, right? Like it's already silly enough that we have to deal with, their song license only lasting about 10 years. And then there's like songs that are disappearing off the store right now, right? Because we're at that time. Like I tried to, I wanted to buy the Final Countdown by Europe. Final Countdown. Like I wanted to buy Final Countdown for like custom DLC or not for paid DLC. And I can't buy it anymore because the license expired on it to be sold. So it's like, well, what do I do? Well, I had to look for I ended up playing like a metal cover instead, which is still good, but it's not the original song. So I'm just like, annoying. But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. Yes, Drake Banana. It was the final count. I played that for my first. It was my first Rocksmith bonus goal, subscriber sub goal bonus stream. God, again, trying to say those words all in the same phrase together. Very hard for me for some reason. I was playing for my first Rocksmith bonus goal stream. I did again. Whatever. You know what I mean. I played that as the very last song because the theme was all the songs that showed up in Metal Gear Solid 5. And it's like, I don't know if y'all remember that game or played it, but it's like you like game takes place in like the 80s and you find like cassette tapes out in the open world throughout the game, and it's like they're all there was songs like like Joy Division, Love Will Tear Us Apart. It had like Kim Wilde's Kids in America, which is a fun song. But there were some songs in there, like it also had like Aha's Take On Me. Take on me, take on me. Like that song. And like, again, I wanted to buy it off of Steam, but I couldn't because the song was missing because the license expired to be sold anymore because it's past the 10-year mark. So I'm just like, well, that's annoying. So I ended up playing like a ska remix of the song instead. So I'm just like, okay, fine. But also, as it turns out, my audience loves ska. So things work out just fine in that case. Yeah, Ska Take is made by it was done by Real Big Fish, so it's like, you know, Real Big Fish, well known for their ska covers, of course. They also did that. I want to say they also did what was the other one that they did? They did another ska cover of a famous song. It's not coming to my brain, but I know they've done a cover of them. Chicken says, I know, Bert says, I guess I gotta stop eating avocado bacon sandwiches. No, why would you stop doing that? I guess it's a little expensive. Avocados aren't cheap, that's for sure. But also avocado egg sandwiches. Okay, yeah, I've done that lots of times. Get a little hot sauce on there too. Good to go, right? Or a little tahini. You know, a little tahini seasoning. You all know what I mean? It's got that like chili salt. Or it's like, sorry. It's like, yes, it's chili salt with like a little bit of lime in there. Ooh. Ooh. Common millennial problem. Look. You don't have to be a millennial to enjoy avocado sandwiches. I get it. Avocado on toasted? I know that's the joke. Right? I'm not a young person necessarily. But I can also, like, if you don't enjoy avocado on toast, like, something's wrong with you. Right? So much avocado toast, can't afford the Rocksmith. Okay. That's why we have amazing people like Burn Mick, you know, and doing it out of the gracious of their heart. And also, like, I feel better about, you know, throwing a couple bucks to Burn Mick to make me an awesome song that I will enjoy rather than Ubisoft for Rocksmith Plus every month, let alone, right? Good Lord. What is this? In this economy? Right? No way. Yeah, Burn Mick with your... You know, Allura Zane, I think it was Allura Zane was saying, right, Burn Mick? It's like, classic Burn Mick move is the single emoji. Like, Bert is doing it right now, but it's like Burn Mick never uses more than one emote. And it always makes me laugh when I see it. I don't know why. It's just, that's a Burn Mick, baby. That's a Burn Mick. Thank you for all the CDLC I've played of yours, as always. Hey, you guys like video games? Remember when I beat up that big monkey? Let's see what's going on there, huh? Gosh, now I just want avocado toast. I don't have any more avocados. I mean, you know what? You know what's actually really good? Here's a classic egg sandwich, right? So a tricky banana. I understand, like avocado and egg, right? So you can't tell, I'm Asian, obviously. Particularly, so if you don't know, like, my family's background is Chinese. Y'all ever seen this? Y'all ever seen like a classic Hong Kong egg sandwich? Right? So it's very particular, right? It's not your typical, like, I'll just scramble some eggs, right? And then, like, you know, throw on a nice piece of toast. Maybe get a little mayo if you want. Maybe some cheese as well. You know, hot sauce, whatever else you want. Avocado, bacon, you name it, right? Whatever fixins you want, right? Ever seen like the classic Hong Kong style egg sandwich though? It's very specific, right? Ooh, QP mayo? Now you're talking about language. Drink a banana. We're me and you. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Oops, that's not where I want to go. So, my favorite. Over here. Hong Kong egg sammies. Y'all ever seen? Oh, I should fix that. There we go. You ever seen this guy? Lucas Sin, very well known. I guess not super well known, but like in some circles, right? Does a lot of work with Food 52 currently.
egg sandwiches, specifically Hong Kong style egg sandwiches. So these are egg sandwiches that we call danji from Hong Kong style diners called
Audio,
cha
just a
tang.
touch.
And I have pretty vivid memories of eating these egg sandwiches because they're quite special. The eggs themselves are ridiculously fluffy. They're really layered, they're custardy, and Hong Kong style scrambled eggs have a couple of little twists in them that really make them, I think, special and not like most egg sandwiches that we normally.
So I will note. So like, I love making eggs. I think eggs are one. I wish they were so goddamn expensive these days, like a lot of other groceries. But that's a whole other thing. I'm not gonna crack that fully open right now. But like, I think eggs are, first and foremost, as someone that likes, how's it going, Fixer? How's it going, Liv? Good to see you. Yeah, God hand looks different. It's just a nice Asian man show you how to make egg sandwiches. That's what God hand is. Hey, you know what? God food, yes. Chicken banana, it's God food now. What could bring you closer to God than a nice egg sandwich? Hey, how's it going, Anti-Boredom? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, my heroes. I remember when eggs were also 99 cents back, but also those eggs are probably, made in battery cages and whatnot. So like, I don't mind paying more for an egg, right? As long as my eggs come from, good, sustainable, and cruelty-free places, right? Like, I am that person. But I also think a high-quality egg that is made with more care for the chicken, right? Like, yeah, I know my hairs are. But it's like, buying a nice, like, free-run egg is absolutely, like, you do see a higher quality result in the end, right? And you can almost always tell by what color the egg is, or what color the yolks are, right? The outside color doesn't matter. That's a farce that's been sold to us just to like, hey, my brown eggs are better. It's like, no, they're not. They're just as good as the white eggs. It's how the chicken was handled in the end. Yes, it's about better nutrients, right? It's about higher quality yolks, right? Usually the eggs will be, the consistency will be significantly different as well, right? Which consistency matters really highly when it comes to cooking Hong Kong style eggs. $3 for a dozen here. Ooh. Look, Canadian prices, like double that, right? Yes, less stress for the poor. They're like, don't stop treating those chickens poorly. Good God, right? Like, at least with a free run, or even sorry, I'm getting my terms conflated. There's a free range, which is where the chickens are let out of the barn, right? And they can actually run around and eat, nutrients out of the soil and, much, much less stressful, right? Because they're not in a cage. You're actually able to release and actually able to walk around, right? And then you have free run, which is they're kept in a barn, but they're able to walk around in the barn. So like, that's the middle point. Although you do have to be careful because sometimes they overcrowd the barns, which doesn't let them walk around as much as compared to walking around outside. So caveats, right? But the highest quality one will definitely be free range, generally speaking. Doesn't matter if they inject it with the extra omega-3. Don't pay attention to that. That's nice, and there is some difference there, but in terms of like the quality of the egg, it's not going to matter as much. So when I'm speaking directly, when it talks about Hong Kong style eggs, preparation, and egg sandwiches, it's going to be all about the consistency. So it's like, if you don't like eggs that are like more runny per se, like a creamier style scrambled egg, right? That's generally what Hong Kong style eggs are all about. I fully understand there's also cultural differences here, right? With like, in North America, we tend to, I don't want to say overcook because I don't think that's right, but we create a firmer style scrambled egg, right? Because, or like, we tend to cook yolks a little bit more because, North American chickens tend to have salmonella issues, right? But generally speaking, right, overseas, much less of a problem. So I understand there's cultural differences here. But even then, you can still have North American style egg, slightly creamier. I think, you know, people who are maybe more at risk should obviously use more caution, right? So caveat, this is me saying don't get sick if you undercook your eggs. But like, I'm okay personally with it because I don't have health concerns that would, you know, be elevated by having a slightly runnier egg, let alone raw eggs, right? God damn, Birdmick. Just a caveat, okay? I make a lot of cocktails and drinks. I will absolutely I make my own eggnog, you name it, right? I don't disinfect them or something. I just use them raw, right? Whether it's the whites or even the yolks and stuff. So I definitely do that. But again, your mileage may vary, right? Mind your own unique needs for your health and safety. So, Ganja asks, are my eggs running? Better go catch up. They're not Pokemon. I mean, there's got to be a Pokemon. It's just a chicken, right? I don't know. I love the soft scramble. Yes, thank you, Bert. So,
the United States. We are going to be doing a couple of variations on this egg sandwich, but first and foremost, we'll start with the basic Hong Kong style scrambled egg recipe. This is a recipe I've worked on for a little while. I do like it like this a lot.
Togepi, you're right.
So eggs first.
Thank you, Ganj.
Freshest possible eggs.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for.
Note how yellow those yolks are, right? Let me back up it a little bit.
Possible eggs.
It's like, I'm not saying all your eggs need to be this color right here, right? You know, obviously the lighting in the studio is going to be really good, right? But yeah, like even the whites look a little bit yellow. To be fair, that's mostly light refracting off of the yolks into the bowl from all the light that's coming in from the studio. So like, don't worry about that. But it's like, so the color of the yellow of these eggs is actually can be even. It's not about how bright the yellow is, but it's like the deeper the yellow of the yolk, the fresher the egg and the more higher quality of the yolk it'll be. Because it's like, it's almost like, you know, if you're like doing photo editing and you like turn the color or the saturation all the way up in like an Instagram filter or something, right? Like that's actually what you should be looking for. So like a super light yellow is like an egg that's either fairly old or is maybe not the healthiest raised chicken for that egg. So worthy of note.
We're looking for silky. We're looking for fluffy. We're looking for emulsified.
See, it's like actually see that color of. Oh, you can't see it because my face is in the way. Hold on. See the color of this pan, right? You can get eggs that are like that color where the yolk is like that yellow, right? Like that almost looks like it should be orange, right? Anyways.
And incorporated. Key ingredient, evaporated milk. Evaporated milk or even any other type of milk.
Yes, my hero zero. Typical North American egg fried. Egg sandwiches very hard fried, right? Not there's anything wrong with that. I love a crunchy egg too.
Our cornstarch or our potato starch to make a slurry. And this is the emulsifier. This is the same type of slurry we use to thicken sauces in a lot of Cantonese cooking. And when we add this to the egg, it's going to make sure that all of that oil and all of that water inside the yolk and the egg whites and the evaporated milk and the oil and all these other things that we add to it.
Trick a banana. Evaporated milk, generally speaking, will keep okay as long as you keep it in a sealed container in your fridge. So, but also, yes, what do you do with the rest of it? Well, there's actually a lot of baking you can do if you like to bake, right?
It's going to make sure that all of it comes together and holds together. One of the biggest problems with scrambled eggs often is after you make a really delicious, fluffy scrambled egg, it loses water after it sits for a little while. This prevents that from happening. This technique sometimes is also known as...
Also worthy of note, when he says like you lose a lot of the water, right? That also comes from like when you salt your eggs. There are a lot of like weird diehards out there in the food world that will be like, you don't want to like, break the proteins by throwing your salt in as you do your scramble. versus after the cook. Okay. Jake Kenji Alt Lopez did all the wonderful, or sorry, Lopez Alt did all the wonderful research for this. Yes. Yes, Burnmick. Yes, you know it. You know it. Kenji is the GOAT, right? And did like tests on all this in the food lab, you name it. But if you add salt, so like one, adding salt early is really good during the scramble because you'll get better salt distribution, right? Which means it's going to taste more equal to the level of saltiness as opposed to sprinkle it after where you get like, you know, inconsistencies, which is okay if you have like maybe a flaky salt or something, if that's what you're going for, right? Yes, my Hero Zero. I totally understand that. Absolutely. So like you could balance it, right? In this way. So like this is why this is really good with what Lucasin is doing. Okay. So it's like if you salt now, right, as he's trying to do the scramble, a lot of the water content from those eggs will come out and make the egg basically, long story short, runnier as opposed to more congealed when you before you apply heat to bring it all together, right? But because the egg is going to be runnier at this point, if you salt it now, what Lucasin is doing by adding a little bit of cornstarch slurry, so like it's just, you know, a small dab of corn, a small tablespoon, or not tablespoon, teaspoon of like cornstarch, get some water in there, mix it up just a little bit with your finger or whatever, right? And then pour that in there. It's going to basically help keep the egg together from being too runny. So that's going to like keep some of that protein like congealing of it more together by the time he throws in the cook. So
so a wampo style
custardy egg, that's a really good way to put it. Thank you, Bernard.
A silky egg, and this is the type of thing that we use for banquet cooking as well. A little bit of oil to give it a little bit more fat and a little bit more slipperiness. The seasoning is
that slipperiness will be key. So like putting a little bit of oil in here will be very important, and then also like scrambling that oil into the egg mixture. Okay.
Salt and a pinch of white pepper for balance.
Oh,
white pepper slightly
trick
fermented,
banana.
so it just gives it a little.
Eggs
bit of
are one of the most complicated things to ever
people
cook.
Tend to prefer white pepper to black pepper anyway.
There's so much you can do, right? That's, which is why I love them.
Because the name of the game is emulsification, and what you're looking for is you want.
Also, no, he's not using an egg beater or anything like that. He's just using chopsticks.
Streaks of egg whites as possible. Okay, how's this? Cool. So usually in chatantangs, you're going to cook this on a griddle that has a basically non-stick seasoning on top. You want to use a non-stick pan or a wok for this. Anything that has a large surface area that is in contact with your heating element.
Another note, I like doing this in a wok because I own a wok, because of course I do. I'm Chinese, right? Cooking this in egg is really nice because if you use a little more oil, it will help keep the egg nice and slippery, right? And oh, anti-boredom. We'll get to that. Hold on to that thought, okay? We'll get to that. Lucas will definitely address this, so keep that in mind. But it's like when you're when you use a wok, right, or a large pan like Lucas is using here, it's like using a wok is nice because it keeps, like, I mean, he'll explain it. It's like it keeps it nice and centered, but also like because the wok is big, you don't get as much like mess, right? It's because if you have like a lot of oil in the pan, like, yeah, it might spatter a little bit, but like in a wok, right, because it's so big, it'll just catch all that, right? So like I make all my eggs in a wok all the time, even though I'm doing like a simple like sunny side up or something, just because it's less mess to clean up onto like my stove and whatnot, right? Or like countertop space. It's like having just a nice big wok. You just like say whatever and just kind of get it all done in one spot, and then you just got to clean the wok. You don't have to clean your entire stove, right? So yeah, keep that in mind.
We're going to cook this egg. It's going to come together in like 10 seconds. We're going to cook this egg, and they're going to return it back to the bowl, toast the bread, and then plate the eggs on top of the bowl with a spoon, which is basically how chatantangs actually do it when they're doing large orders. Now, pan needs to be hot.
Here comes the heat.
For layers of custardy egg, and in order to create those layers, there's going to be a solid sheet of egg that's going to
It'll be okay, Ganj.
And it comes in contact with a hot pan, and then we're going to push it around with a spatula with these decisive pushes to create more layers and fold it over that way. So pan is starting to smoke, so that's when you know it's hot enough. We're gonna give it a little bit of oil. Actually, not a tiny bit, but not quite generous. Good amount of oil. And then we're gonna move it around, and we're gonna wait for...
Notice how that oil is already
ripples.
at smoke
You see
point?
those ripples in the middle? That's when you know your oil is ready to go. At this moment in time, what's gonna happen is we're gonna wait for that to smoke, and then we're gonna turn it off.
See? So it's like anti-boredom. This is actually the trick here for making these incredible eggs, right? If anti-boredom, have you ever done like again, you know how like Lucas was saying, like emulsification is key here. So like if you're say even doing something like making like a very typical Italian style pasta, right? Where you're, you know, either doing like a bomberie or like doing something fancy. If people don't know what that is, it's like, that's fine. But it's like you're turning the heat off after the heat is already all in your cooking surface, whether it's a pan, a bowl, a wok, whatever it is, right? So you're getting that heat blasting hot. And then as soon as your oil is good to go, so it's like, you know, obviously got the nice sheen, is equally runny. It's not like, you know, super tight anymore. Turn the heat off and then use all you're using to cook the eggs is basically the leftover heat, right? And because it's cooling as you put the raw egg in and yada yada yada, what's going to keep your eggs from overcooking, right? And what lets the eggs stay nice and silky, because you're just using basically like the leftover heat in your pan. And if you get it ripping hot out the gate, then you're good to go.
Almost immediately, start pushing it around. All I'm doing is...
Also, that note said a wooden spatula is really good for this because it's able to get like all the nooks and crannies in your pot. If you're using a wok, it's not as much of a big deal because it's usually perfectly round. But for for a pan like this, because it's the way the edges are and stuff like that, a wooden spatula is generally speaking better. Especially in this case, he's using a stainless steel or possibly anodized steel pan, or maybe that's aluminum. I don't know. I can't fully tell. I'm going to say it's anodized. But if you can do this also in a non-stick pan as well. I actually prefer doing a non-stick pan. It's just easier to manage. So, but again, a wok will do you right too. So
moving it, and
yes,
every time
carbon
I leave
steel.
a streak,
that's what I was trying to think of. Makes my ears burn.
More egg layers form. Okay. We're just using the residual heat because my stove isn't even on. You see that how custardy it is and how emulsified it is? Barely picking up any color at all. Right at the end, when I have the shape I want, I'm just gonna let it sit and let it all settle. All the water and oil is gonna settle.
Yeah, generally speaking, so like, did that really fast, obviously. Because this happens really quick at this point, right? Like you do all your prep beforehand, get your pan, then you get your pan hot, and obviously usually gets hot pretty quick. If you don't have a wok, it's okay. Trigger it. You can totally do this in like a small skillet of any size, right? Non-stick even, right? Which would make your life a lot easier, obviously, as well. So, it's all good, Ganj. It's almost Friday, Ganj. We'll get there. But the trick here is like, as he was mixing it around, okay? One thing I will note, so it's like, obviously it's really watery at this point, but all you're doing is when you do the push, because he's doing it really quick, right? It's like he's doing these like folding and pushing motions. But all you're really trying to do is like, you do a push and then you mix the pan around at the handle to try and like, obviously you see here how there's like bare spots on the pan. You're just trying to get that liquid back in there so it can actually get some contact heat, right? And that's what's going to help like cook the rest of the egg and keep it from being like, too creamy in some places and like uncooked in others and like maybe too cooked in others, right? So it's really just all about like getting that nice swirl at this point and pushing it around so all the egg can get a little bit of heat,
moving it,
but not enough.
And every time I leave a streak, more egg layers form.
But not enough so that it like, overcooks the thing either,
okay.
Right? Friday Eve is a really good way to put that tricky banana.
Because my stove isn't even on. You see that how custardy it is and how emulsified it is? Barely picking up any color at all. Right at the end, when I have the shape I want, I'm just gonna let it sit and let it.
Also, key thing here when he says the shape that you want, just push it around to the size of your bread, basically, right? Because you want it. You don't want like a giant piece of egg sitting on like one piece of toast or something. So just keep that in mind, right?
All settle. All the water and oil is going to settle, and then the whole thing's going to come off. That's a Hong Kong scrambled egg. Straight into the bowl.
And yes, if you're worried, Ganj, at this point, where the egg goes back into the bowl that he just used for mixing, right? It's like all that residual heat that's on that egg that he just put back into the bowl will cook that as well. So like some of that residual heat will still carry. So it'll be fine.
I think this is the best scrambled egg in the world. Now that the egg is done, we need to toast our milk bread and build the basic Hong Kong egg sandwich.
Here comes the Sammy. The Sammy.
Let's talk about bread real quick. This is milk bread. That's a preferred type of bread for me. Anything that's nice and fluffy and doesn't have too much stuff in it. It's called milk bread because it has milk inside. The milk in the bread makes it a little bit more luscious.
If only I had some leftover evaporated milk, Tricky Banana. If only. I could maybe if I was really into baking, make some milk bread as well.
A little bit more fluffy. Almost.
Fixer Heard Eye, no creme fraiche. Although you absolutely could. So when he added that milk to the egg mixture before obviously cooking it as he was doing the scramble, I've even done this with alternative milks. So like I've even done this with oat milk and it comes out perfectly fine. So like if you obviously have lactose intolerance or anything like that, you can use an alternative. The only one that I would maybe not use as much is maybe like in almond milk, depending on how you feel about almond milk. I don't really love almond milk. Something about the taste of it really turns me off a little bit. Coconut milk could work, but coconut milk also, it's like, it's not sweet, but obviously coconut milk has like a very particular taste to it that your brain, or most brains, I would say, attribute to like a level of sweetness. And that's not really what we're trying to add to this egg. Although like, if you want it, you could. Like, I couldn't stop you, right?
The way brioche is. We like to take the crust off because this egg is so fluffy, you really don't want anything to get in the way of your palate. And
there you go, anti-boredom.
The silkiness of the egg.
It's just like, again, a very finicky thing, right? But you don't have to do this, right? Ganj, all that Lucas here mentioned was that this is similar to brioche, is what he said. So it's like a brioche bread would be really nice and have a very similar texture to this. Obviously, brioche has that nice outer crust that I would like to keep. Like, I'm fine with it. You could do this with any bread you want, right? Like, I've done Hong Kong style egg sandwiches with like a potato bread. Ooh, I love a potato bread, right? Hell, I've even done this with some rye, some sourdough. Sourdough is maybe a little tricky because it's like, obviously, not everyone loves sourdough. I love it, but I don't want that extra kind of like zing with this particular kind of style of sandwich. Although it's, again, like, these rules are completely open to you. The core thing about this video is not about, how you like to build a sandwich. It's just the egg is actually the most important part here.
The thing about this bread is my dad and most Hong Kong people tend to prefer their scrambled egg sandwiches untoasted because of the fluffiness of that egg. But I do love that flavor of toasted bread. So what I like to do at home, and this is not standard practice, is to toast the inside of the bread to give it that flavor, but not the outside. And so that way when you serve it, it's the fluffy, untoasted white on the outside, and then you get a little bit of that caramelization in the toast.
This is also the trick. I mean, I think he'll do it, but like more for me. Y'all ever have like a really nice toasted sandwich, but then like the outside of it is so goddamn toasted or crusty that you end up like hurting the inside of your mouth, right? Because it's like you're crunching into it and there's so much crunch it hits like the top of your mouth and you get like, you like scratch it up, right? I hate doing that. Or like it, like, on your gums too, or like around your teeth. So like what I like to do is exactly what Lucas is describing here, where just toast the inside. Yes, chips and queso, right? Huge problem. Particularly with toasted sandwiches, right? Especially when the outside is really crunchy, which don't get me wrong, I love, right? That's why you only toast the inside that's going to have contact with the things that you put inside of your sandwich. And that way the outside of the sandwich is nice and soft. And then it's like, and then it's like, you know, you don't hurt your mouth. You don't hurt your inside of your mouth from the crunch, but you still get that nice crunch on the inside. So you still get that nice, right? Out of the chomp, which is really what you're looking for. And also it's nice to have like that nice soft spongy plus crunchy.
So butter.
Nice texture.
And then we're gonna toast bread like every other, like how people toast bread.
Yeah, you're just toasting.
Mush it around, soak up some of that butter flavor. I'm doing it in the...
Oh, also, I know he's doing this with butter. You can absolutely just do this with olive oil. I, in fact, love just a nice piece of fried bread with olive oil, right? So it's like, yeah, you can like brush it with some olive oil if you want, or just do what he does, right? It's like just put some olive oil in a pan or in a wok. I definitely toast my bread in a wok, right? Put the olive oil in, throw the bread on top, soak it up a little bit, just let it fry, right? Just fry one side. Or two if you want. It's up to you.
A cast iron pan, because toast is a little bit better when it's toasted on a griddle. It seems to me to be a little bit more even. Toasty flavor in the middle. Okay,
ooh,
that's good.
That's good.
One. Ooh, gorgeous. That's a second. I think the shape of the egg kind of fits in here. So this whole guy is going to come out. Okay.
Look how creamy that is.
Gorgeous, luscious egg. Dude.
Luscious.
Okay, it's already seasoned, so we don't have to mess with it too much. And the top is going to go on. Press it down a little. Like all egg sandwiches, you need it to
adhere.
The shape is important here. Fix the sides because we're being fussy about the egg in the first place. Might as well get everything tight. Compress it a little bit, right? Try to get the edges lined up.
Here's the one problem with doing this, with the way he toasted it, is like, I don't know if y'all ever done this, where it's like, because a lot of the steam is coming off the toasting of the sandwich, a lot of that steam will basically collapse the bread as well. So if your like egg is like piping hot, along with this piping hot bread, you'll lose a lot of structural integrity of that softness that you have on the outside that you're trying to maintain, right? So what I like to do is I actually like to, oh, I got a bot. Get out of here. Block. Get, and deny. What was I saying? Right. So it's like, because your items are your food items, your bread and your egg or whatever else might be like really hot. A lot of the excess steam and that moisture coming off it will collapse your bread. So like what I like to do is after I'm done frying or toasting whatever with my bread, I let it sit off to the side for a little bit, just to let it cool down, right? Or like even like, you know, wave my hands at it to try and like, you know, breeze it off a little bit. Do that, let it get a little closer to like, you know, it doesn't have to be room temperature, but it's like, you know, just not like piping hot anymore. And then so it's like not steaming anymore, so that when you put these things together, they're not creating a lot of excess moisture in your sandwich to ruin the crunch. And or not just to ruin the crunch, but like obviously ruining this also soft side of the bread texture as well, right?
And then just straight in the middle, super gentle. Again, untoasted bread, so
gotta be very gentle.
The bread knife is essential. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. See those layers?
Yeah, see, it's like, this is good, don't get me wrong, but you see how like the middle of this bread looks completely collapsed, right? Like that's not good. I'm sorry, Lucas. The one thing I will, you know, criticize this fine concoction, right? Like, see the top of this bread here is still good. It's maintaining that shape, like it still has that thickness for the most part. And then this bottom part is just fully collapsed in because there's too much steam, right? If you let that cool off a little bit, you know, and then put it in, even like, so for me, I love having like a little mayo in between my egg and my bread. So a little, as Tricky Banana said, a little Q-pie, little QP, I think it's QP, not Q-pie, even though it's spelled that way. QP mayo, a little QP mayo, right? Put that on you know, in between the bread and the egg, even that the room, or, you know, I store my mayo in the fridge, right? So even that cold mayo will help cool down the bread a little bit even, right? And even just having that as a buffer will help maintain a little of your structural integrity. Again, like in this very specific Hong Kong style, like there's nothing in between, right? But this is the key problem of why it's done this way. Even if you had like room temperature bread, you know, as long as you cool off your egg, then this shouldn't happen, right? But that egg looks incredible though, still.
So delightful.
Yes, my hero zero.
That's what I'm talking about. There.
Oh, it's falling apart.
Shoot. Basic egg sandwich. Toasted on the inside, untoasted on the outside, super fluffy, not a lot of color on the egg, but a lot of volume. Good emulsification. You don't see too much sort of like striation of like egg white and egg yolk and stuff, but this is pretty much ideal.
So again, if it looks like there's like too high of an egg to bread ratio, it's because of what I just said about the egg collapsing, right? If the bread was able to maintain like the perfect, picture perfect Hong Kong egg sandwich, it's like that bread like is the same cubed width all the way through, right? In this case, it's obviously shrinking a lot because of the things I had mentioned. So whatever.
Hong Kong style egg sandwich. Oh, that looks so good, dude.
It does. I'd still
Here's
eat
the
it.
classic Hong Kong style egg sandwich. We're gonna make a couple of variations, utilizing a couple
Ganj
of
asking for a little bit of
delicious,
green.
salty staples of the Hong Kong diner.
So I'll tell you when you do. So what I like to do, because I also like a little bit of green, right? I'm sorry, chicken banana. There's more in here. Trust me. We'll get to it. Even we'll see. But it's like Ganj, if you need a little green there, something will do you nice. How about a little bit of green onion, perhaps? Maybe some chives? Yes, my hero zero knows. So like, what I like to do is I definitely do like the if you're using the green part of the green onion, so like the leafier part of it, right? Throw that in. I like to throw that in a little bit late, right? So like the moment of which when he was doing this egg here, I wouldn't throw it in immediately with the rest of the egg mixture, right? Because I want to maintain some of that green crunch from the green onion. Oh, a little parsley will do. Yeah, sure, why not? I think chives would be excellent with this, right? But essentially, throwing in the egg,
moving it,
just before you're taking them out, or sorry, throwing in the green onion just before you're taking the eggs out of the pan to let some of the residual heat just kind of catch it. I think that'll do you right, because you don't want to overcook the green egg, right? Or the green onion.
My stove isn't even on.
It's like at this point here, I would start throwing it in just so I can still mix them up together, right?
Right at the end, when I have the shape I want, I'm just going to let it sit and let.
But if I was throwing in also the whites of the green onion, which you absolutely can do, the whites of the green onion, I would throw into the bowl and then throw them in with the egg all at once, right? Because obviously it's a little stiffer. It's like you want to get some of that green onion flavor to coax out, obviously, some of the alliums, right? To get that into the egg. So I think that's a fine way to do it. Chives, obviously, same thing, but I would, they're a little more leafy. So good stuff. Good stuff.
Salty staples of the Hong Kong diner.
What if we just made satay beef and throw that on there too as well, Ganj?
You know
what
I
if?
Like doing Food 52 videos?
Burmick says cocktail stream. I thought
barely have anything to do with a primary recipe and insert an.
If I had a way to move my streaming stuff to my kitchen, oh boy. But also, like, whatever. I could make a cocktail here, but it's also. We'll see.
Entirely new technique that is just supplemental content to the primary source of content. Point is, we're doing a whole stir-fried satay beef recipe secretly hidden within an egg sandwich recipe. I bet you didn't see that coming. So this.
I'm going to skip some of this because if you want to watch this video, obviously go check it out for yourself. It's just Food 52 Lucasen, Hong Kong style egg sandwich. You'll get there. A lot of this episode is him making satay beef, which is fine.
Changed for because
y'all know what satay beef is.
So not looking for too much sauce on the bottom of the pan. I want everything to come together and I want the beef to just finish cooking.
I mean,
Call it a
hell,
day.
I've done.
Satay ngao yok, satay beef.
It doesn't have to be satay beef. You can literally like
Let's taste it actually.
a little bit of pulled chicken with barbecue sauce will do you right. You know, a little bit of
So good.
pulled pork,
So soft,
maybe
so tender because of that bacon. So
a little
that's so
beef
classic Hong
tenderloin,
Kong.
even.
So that's a basic satay that we're going to use inside of one variation of the egg sandwich.
Literally any other like meaty protein. Like he's even doing like a corned beef
After that
variation
satay
as
beef,
well,
Salty,
right?
caramelly good. Nice color on there.
This is where
Just
like
going
even
to
something as
take it
basic as
off.
bacon will do you right. You know, you got some bacon
That's the corned
bits
beef
hanging
ready
around.
for the egg mixture.
I will throw that. I will absolutely throw that in. A little fried
We have some
spam.
spam on hand. Spam is also a very important part of tatantangs, and obviously
This is
spam
very traditional.
egg sandwiches. So spam in a non-stick pan. In this case, a non-stick wok.
Yeah.
Raw, not raw, but dry. There's a bunch of fat in there that's going to render out slowly. Before this
Fire Zero asks, isn't there a Japanese egg sandwich with chicken katsu? Absolutely. It's very similar to this.
is a little neat trick.
Chicken
for your
banana.
spam, is
I
as
don't
the
blame
fat
you.
begins to
I'm
render
not.
out,
I'm not the biggest
it'll free
spam person in the
itself
world,
pan.
but like
before that, the meat and the
in applications like
pressure that's
this,
created from the
oh,
heat going into the meat is going
it's
to help
killer.
stick it.
It's
a little
absolutely
bit
killer.
to the
I mean, it
pan,
literally is for your heart.
which means that you're going to get a nicer.
You're trying to watch your
even
sodium. Don't do
brown
this.
color.
Yeah, spam musubi. Like I'll eat it
This is the
once in a
most
while.
amount of
I'm not going to reach for it
concentration
too
anybody in the
often, though,
studio
right?
has ever spent searing spam. This is actually okay right now. So, hey,
Conch says
seared
mixing
spam,
egg and chicken
beautiful
sounds messed
salty
up. It
companion to
is.
the eggs.
It is. It's tasty, but it's messed up. I know. I know.
So here are all the variations: the corned beef, the satay, the scallion, and the spam. And we have the basic egg mixture.
Yeah.
That we
So he's
showed
gonna do the green
earlier,
onion example
set up ready
right
to
here.
go. We're going to make some variations. For the corned beef and the scallion, the tradition usually is to
Tricky
mix
banana.
that ingredient into the egg mixture and cook it all together. For other things like ham or spam or even bacon, maybe you would do, or satay beef.
I feel like I
we're
should
going
have
to
changed
plate
my
that separately
gaming category to
on
just chatting,
in one
but
layer
whatever.
and put the egg over the top before we serve it. Otherwise, the cook of the egg is almost exactly the same. Make sense?
Okay.
Corned beef first. Corned beef first. While that's smoking,
Oh, yakodon.
corned beef going to go into the egg. It's quite salty, so we're going to use about half of it. Since the corned beef is already cooked, the cook on the egg is exactly the same. Just whisk it all together to make sure it's well incorporated. Oil.
One thing also of note is that, like, you know, if you do this process fast enough, it's your and your hash is still nice and crispy. Obviously, introducing it with the egg will introduce moisture to it, so it may bring down a little bit of the crunch. So, like, you can do it this way for sure, which, you know, obviously gets it nice and incorporated. Sometimes if I want to keep something nice and crispy, or even just keep the texture of something as well with the egg, just cook the egg and then put your crunchy stuff on top, right? Like something that would go really well with this is like you know, you can buy like those containers of like fried jalapenos or like fried onions, and just like, you know, have like a small container of them that, like, you know, just on the side, right? Sprinkle a little of that on top or something like that. You don't have to put it in with the egg like this, because again, you want to keep it nice and crispy. But like even throwing it just on top at the end of the eggs cook, you're good to go, right?
All around the sides. Wait for it to smoke. Wait for it to shimmer.
That's
As
smoking.
it's doing now. Turn it off. Eggs going to go in. Just let that egg finally set. Ready to go. Scallion.
The trick here, you'll know, is that
Scallion's gonna give
the
it
egg has
that
no
nice
browning on it
onioniness.
whatsoever, right?
Classic
Like there's no
combination,
searing.
honestly.
And it's like,
Eggs cooking,
again, like using
eggs going.
only residual heat is what's going to allow you to do this, right? It's like having enough oil, which you don't need a ton, just enough, right? To keep it nice and slippery and
then these
slidey.
two, I'm just cooking normal.
But again, it's like only using residual heat. And if you're worried that it's a little bit undercooked because maybe if your pan or your wok or whatever your cooking surface you're using isn't retaining enough heat, there's nothing wrong with like turning the heat back on, right? And just like putting at a low setting and just keep pushing your egg around till it's your desired amount of cook, right? But like the trick is like adjust after, not before, because obviously you can't, you know, you can't make your eggs less uncooked or less cooked after it's already been done. So
We're gonna assemble the sandwiches. Same as always, toasted side in, untoasted out. Here's a scallion.
this should keep better because all
Actually
that
fits
bread
quite nicely.
is already been sitting out for a little
Over the
bit, so
top.
it's been cooling, right?
This thing. The bread is so delicate. Corned beef. Dude, look at this. Ridiculous.
That looks so good.
For this one, let's lay the satay down.
This is so extra.
Egg. Spam and egg. The most standard one.
Yeah, perfect size.
This one is probably the nicest looking one. Before we sign off, gotta check your work. Look at this guy.
Seems like that
Egg,
kept a lot
satay.
better. Like that
This is a
satay
slightly
one
more
actually
creative,
maybe not as
super
much, but
traditional one, you know.
but if you like look at that as from that one shot where it's like pointing down at
the
him,
best egg sandwiches ever. Like, I'm not even joking. The way that the bread gives way into the, like how eggy it is, because all of the fats and the liquid, everything in the egg is so homogenized, and it's seasoned so delicately with the slightly over salted meat. It's like so balanced. It's like everything you want in an egg sandwich. The recipes are on Food 52. Next time, I'm going to be making some wontons. So keep an eye out for that.
but yeah. So where's that shot of where it's over top? I want to specifically show that. Obviously, it's keeping them not hyper vertical will make a difference, but
Nicest looking
let's go
one.
here.
Before we sign off, gotta check.
There you go. So you can see it's like some of these have definitely kept better, right? And it's because of that trick that I mentioned of like letting your bread and anything that you cook, you're putting in between, cool off a little bit, right? Not as steamy, so you're not breaking as much of that, bringing in as much of that moisture into the bread. So that's it. Tasty stuff. Oh gosh. I'm so hungry. God damn it. Hong Kong style egg sandwiches. Or yeah, just if there's one takeaway from that video, right? It's just like how to do those eggs. Like even having, I love even just making eggs like this and then just eating those eggs with like typical other breakfast food, right? Like, you know, a couple links of sausage or some bacon, whatever have you, right? You want to throw on toast? Throw on toast. Any kind of bread you want. It'll do. You want to throw it in a bun? A nice brioche, you know? Hell, even throw it in a hot dog bun if you gotta, right? Oh, egg taco? I'll do an egg taco, right? You're only a few steps away. Can you imagine doing this style egg, but like in a, as a breakfast burrito? Burn Mick. Can you imagine? Right? Right? Yes. A little hot sauce, a little avocado. You know, you want to Tex-Mex it up? A little shredded cheese or whatever you want, right? Oh, good to go. Good to go. Hot to go, even. Like Chappelle Rowan. Shout out to Chappelle Rowan. I'd be into it. Yeah, it's like, again, I know they call them like Hong Kong style eggs, and there's a lot of techniques, there's a lot of finickiness, blah, blah, blah. But like, you can absolutely still customize however you want. The trick is just like, you know, being comfortable with having a slightly undercooked, creamier egg, and just how to do it. Just use your residual heat. That's all you gotta do. The residual heat, a little bit of milk, any kind of milk you choose, right? I like using oat. And the cornstarch slurry will help a lot. You don't have, so here's the other thing too. If you don't use a cornstarch slurry, because it's an extra step, I get it, right? If you don't do the cornstarch slurry step, just don't pre-salt your eggs, okay? Add the salt after. So like after you've already got the egg fully cooked, then throw the egg, throw a little bit of salt and pep on one layer, right? Obviously, it'll change the taste of it. It won't be as, well seasoned if it would, if you had done it beforehand. But at least your egg won't be as runny by the end of it. You won't have to deal with it because you're not doing that cornstarch slurry to keep it all together. Or hey, who cares if it's a little runny or whatever, right? Whatever, salt it out. Don't use the cornstarch slurry. I've definitely done it when I'm in a rush without the cornstarch slurry. I've even done it without the milk, right? And it's fine. It's fine. At that point, you're just scrambling an egg with residual heat. That's all there is to it, right? And you're good to go. Or yeah, if your egg is a little too runny, just cook it longer, right? Apply a little more heat, depending on your pan. You're fine. All tasty. It's tasty in the end. So that's the nice thing that I like about Lucas's videos in particular. There's always something modular about the way he teaches. It's like you learn a lot of like specific techniques that you can absolutely apply in other ways, right? So like this residual heat style cooking, like again, like I said, it's something I do for Italian pasta making, or not Italian pasta making, Italian pastas when I'm cooking them, not making the pasta by hand or anything, but yeah. A little splash of water to get extra moisture? Sure. Yeah, you need to. I've definitely heard lots of people do that trick. A little bit of cold water obviously will tame the heat as well, right? But if you're doing like a lot of residual heat stuff, just remember, like obviously cold water is definitely going to bring that heat down quite a bit, right? So I'm going to moderate that. One thing that is important to note though is that I don't let my eggs sit to room temperature often. So like with my pan, I have gas burners here at home with my wok, right? My method is specifically going eggs right out of the fridge into a mixing bowl, doing the prep, and then going right into the pan. So like the egg is still going to be pretty cold by the time I do it, right? Some people might not have a pan or method. So like, just be aware, right? If you let your eggs sit to room temperature first, or your scramble is coming more to like room temperature, that's going to have an effect for like how much cook time you have, right? Also depending on how much residual heat you're keeping in your pan. Obviously for me, because I have gas burners, right? I can, if I need to, turn the heat back on immediately and still have as much heat as I need. If you have an electric burner, obviously, or something, keep it a little more tricky, right? If it has to come up to temp, right? So your technique may vary, right? So you just have to make small adjustments until you get it right. Very few people will get this right on the first go, right? But, you figure out your own process and get to how you want it. Work from there. All right. Gosh, I didn't think I'd be talking about egg sandwiches for like almost an hour. We don't have enough time. 2 hours. I still haven't finished this God Hand game. Let's play God Hand, shall we? Oh boy. Thank you, Tricky Banana, for triggering that though. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for all the new follows. New Baroque. Epic Win Banana. Bert the Wayfarer, always good to see you, of course. Always good to see you. And everyone else that has obviously come along for the ride. So let me get a quick drink here. All right. What was I doing? Right. I just beat up a big monkey. I think only maybe Fix Her or Die Live. I think maybe only you'd know this reference, but this big monkey was dressed up like a tiger mask as well. So the spirit of tiger mask and a giant gorilla. Why not? Yeah, this big monkey doesn't even throw poop. So this monkey doesn't throw poop, but this big monkey does like suplexes. And like someone's calling. we're not gonna take that right now. That's fine. But yeah, this big monkey comes from the top rope and does like crossbodies and stuff. So that's cool, I guess. All right, where was I? Is this the door? We'll say this is it. That monkey fight was not that hard though. It's actually surprisingly easy in comparison. Pro wrestling, yeah, PWG. Gosh. Your brain is so big, Liv.
Awesome.
Why? How is there not a pro wrestling gorilla? Surely someone, you know, gets into a gorilla suit. Might you say gorilla position? That's a whole other thing, though. Pro wrestling is weird. I think there are 2 more challenges. Japan's elite obese ninja. Okay, I guess. In part of Japan's, not anywhere else. Okay. It says ninja right on his forehead, like his little forehead band here. I should be taking care of these minions first, actually. Oh, he's almost dead. This might be easier than I thought. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, maybe not. Jesus. Ah, God. Oh, okay. All right. Relax, y'all. Sure. Well, that's it for that one. I knew that was going to happen. I thought I could try to get another God Hand out of there, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, here we go again. Shit. Oh, gosh. Okay. For you. Let's just use this. I want to get rid of these guys first, right? Come here, come here, stop. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, come on. Okay, got a God Hand back. Actually, I'm gonna... No, that's fine. Okay, okay. Oh, come on. Oh, God. This egg recipe looks a little different. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, my Hero Zero. Ow. Ow. Okay, fine. Let's go do this. Alright, great. Didn't anyone tell him if I make it? That's not true. I've seen lots of large folks be ninjas. Just fine. Stop being so body shamey, Gene. Good lord. Good lord. Oh, it's the other door. Okay. Alright, here we go. Hopefully some more items to go. Would not mind it.
Great.
Pretty good. That's even better. I'll take that. Yeah, I think it was the last. Afro Fist? Did that just say Afro Fist? I think it did. Alright, here we go. Surely this won't be racist. God, I hope not. Okay. Get out of here. No. Okay, fine. Let's just do this. Oh, God. No, let's save it. Oh, God, what the hell? Great. Oh, God! We woke him up. Okay, fine. Let's do the big one. Let's do the big one. Ooh, I did a lot. That's great. That's great. Let's get this. Oh, God! Kind of like... I like how his suit is like kind of mildly Bruce Lee themed. Hell yeah. Dang, they're really getting scrambled. God dang. Anti-boredom. Anti-boredom. I acknowledge. I acknowledge your fine joke.
Check this out.
This is cocaine speaking.
It's not what I was. That's not what I was looking for.
This is cocaine
Come on.
speaking.
Come on, soundboard. It's not. Yes, that's what I was looking for. I got there eventually. Give him shell. Okay, my hair is zero. That's like give him shell would be something that if I was playing a TMNT Ninja Turtles game or something would be just as equally fitting. The 70s nostalgia. This guy, look. You know, Enter the Dragon is a fine film. All right, let's get in the elevator, I guess. I think this is it. All right. I'm gonna double check the store really quick here. See if there's anything left to buy. I doubt it would unlock anything after that, but just in case, because I'm pretty sure this is the final thing. Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, so we have everything. Great. I saved, right? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, fine. Let's see how hard this gets. Oh gosh, okay. Well, I guess we have to walk up there. Good. Take that. It's not giving me money. I don't need money anymore. I don't, I'm already full up on these things too. That's fine. This is it.
Olivia!
Oh, well, there she is. Oh, she looks fine.
It's useless.
Edgelord ass
Devil.
motherfucker.
Give her back.
We'll just have to see who she chooses. Olivia. My newly wedded wife.
One chose the power of a demon. The other chose the power of a god. The power of the Godhead. Now is the time to decide which has fate on its side.
Okay.
What did you do to her? Olivia!
She's nothing but a puppet now. Poor thing.
Why'd you bring her into this?
I want the God Hand.
What a whiny little
I want
guy.
to complete myself with the power within it.
Why did
She
you
is
do this to
simply
her?
Bait for Angrah's resurrection.
It's like one whiny boy versus an edgelord whiny boy.
Bait, huh? Beware of what you hook.
Okay. Cool line, bro. Alright. I do love that he kind of has moves like you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, no, can't do that. Oh! Oh god. Okay, 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 video game. I'll do it too. Great. Oh. Oh boy. Oh no! Oh boy. Shit. God. Jesus. All right, fine. I'll use this. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I like how I could just modify this on the fly, which is actually great. Let's where is it? This one? No. Oh, there it is. Okay. Fuck, speed jab. There we go. Keep jamming this out. There we go. Great. Oh god, oh god. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, Jesus. Nope. Oh god, come on, I dodged. Oh no! Oh no! The crowd. Hey, that line kind of sucked. Yeah. Thanks, my hero zero. All right, here we go. We'll try this again. Jesus. Oh, come on.
Behold the power of a god.
Get out of the way. Get out.
The god
Jesus. Oh, I dodged. Come on. No. Jesus. Jesus. God. Oh, no. No, no, no. Thankfully, it doesn't do too much damage, but... Okay, okay. Alright, guess what? We're doing this. Okay. It's a good chunk. It's God hand, right? God. Let's hold on to that. Oh, I didn't... Okay.
That's your best.
I hope I didn't waste my god hand by doing that. Losing the sunglasses?
Silly game.
Okay, I still have some god hand, which is good. But oh god. I'm gonna guess I can't fight him when he has that on, though. So what if I grab this box, throw it in? Oh, that's good. Oh, jeez. Give me that, give me that. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This looks very silly. Oh, God. Oh, give me that. Give me that. Give me this. Oh, Jesus. Hey, fine. Let's God hand. Oh boy. Okay, okay. Finish him off with this, maybe? Close. See if we can find some more items. That's just money. Okay, that's good. Oh no. God, we just lost all that health we just got back. Oh God. Oh no, he's got God Hand on again. Okay, we stunned him with that box. That's good. Or that pot. No, I didn't mean it. Oh, okay. He's dead. Great. Good. There's probably another thing after this, right? There's most certainly going to be another fight after this.
Unbelievable. God truly favors this idiot?
What'd you expect? The only one
He's an
rooting for
idiot.
you is probably Angrah himself.
The catalyst for Angrah's return was inside of me?
Shit. Belze set me up.
That's not good.
Leave me be! I'll never bow to your will, demon!
Oh, suddenly he cares. Oh, don't do that. Okay.
I don't want it anymore!
Hey, Delfocus, how's it going? You joined at a good time, it seems. Oh, now we're double God-handed up.
So this is their true power.
Delfocus, you missed a bunch of egg sandwich talk, which is enjoyable. Otherwise, this is pretty much the end. I beat up a gorilla that was dressed up like a pro wrestler. Yeah, my hero Zero, you're absolutely correct.
Sorry I woke you. Don't worry, I'll tuck you back into bed.
Okie dokie. It's a long extended pause. It could have cut that maybe by a second. Okay, cannot see that coming. Let's God hand up. And we'll see his light bar reserves on the left. I think he has 3 life bars, if I'm reading this correctly. Maybe even 2. I'll say 2. Oh gosh, I can't see that. Jeez. This is very silly. He just tried to flick me. Ow. Oh god. I'm just gonna keep backflipping. Oh, he's behind me. Ow. Ow. Okay. Look. We have enough of these. Let's do this. Alright. I did some. Okay. Did not need to eat that. Okay, look. Oh my god. What if I just God-handed, huh? Jesus. Okay, okay. I'm just gonna use all my special moves at this point. That did not seem that effective. Oh gosh, gosh. Okay, we got headed. Okay, okay. Oh god, he's behind us. Oh god, what's that extra demon doing there? Oh gosh. We have nothing left. Maybe I should have beat up that demon that's beside us. Oh god. Oh my god. Okay, well. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Man, I don't know how to dodge this. Can I backflip it? Okay. Okay. Generally speaking, backflip always works, so. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, come on. Ugh. Wait, hold on. Turn it. Oh, I can beat up his hand. Okay, maybe that's good. Man, what am I doing? Jesus. So it's not going as smoothly. Alright. Oh god! I saw that coming. I just didn't do anything about it. Okay, let's deal with this guy this time. Oh, that was easy. Okay. Jesus. Ooh, give me this. Give me this. No, hold on. Okay. God hands ready again, which is good. This is going not bad. Oh, damn it. Get up. Oh, I timed that terribly. Oh, no! Shit. Man. This is harder than I expected. I mean, it's the last boss, right? So... Oh, come on. Wait, where am I? I can't see. Jesus. Come on. I think listening to that sound cue is going to be really key. Also, probably dodging way too early than I really need to be. God. Okay, well. Who's got hand here? Let's do this as well. Might as well. Whoops. Oh, well. Right. This guy has surprisingly a lot of life, so I don't want to deal with him. So let's just take care of him really quick. Oh boy. Oh wait, what's that? It's a card. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God, a whole life bar left to go. Oh, come on. It's too early. Wait, there's a counter? I saw there was a button. I think he's moving on me. I don't think I should. Shit. Ah, come on. Man. Annoying. Too early. Oh my God. Oh, come on. Ugh. Ugh, come on. Shit. Oh, come on. Man. I wonder if, yeah, I should just, like, try to get just completely away from him in those cases. Oh, I dodged the wrong way. Oh, my God. Should get that card behind me for this. Oh my God. Oh, why'd I have to move? Oh, God. Man. I should really just be using this. Speed up his hand. I don't know if this will do something special, but... Just wait. Oh, gosh. Oh, come on, I hit the... Ooh. Let's just use this. Let's just use this. Eat baseball bat. Oof. Wasn't sure if I got that timing right. Okay, we got a pummel. There we go. Got a god hand after this too. Great. Not like that at all. Okay. Oh, right. We have to deal with this now. Okay, that's not so hard. Give me an item. Oh, that's not a great item. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna do multiple in a row now. Counter. Okay. Shit. Oh, God. Ooh. Okay, we have God Hand. Let's use that. Almost there, almost there. One more God Hand, we should be able to do it. Oh, God. Wait, counter! Oh, no! I was pressing circle, come on. Shit. Counter. Okay, good, 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 good. Ooh. If you don't nail that, that'd be super bad. Oh, shit, another one? Oh, come on, you're almost dead. Oh, stop doing that. Okay, fine. Health? Health? Something? Okay, that's good. That's great, actually. Is that going to seal it? Yeah! Eat shit!
That was the best fight I ever saw! You proved yourself!
Hell yeah.
his soul through these god hands.
He said the name of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Olivia! Olivia!
Jean,
Thank God you're okay.
And
Angrah,
He's taken a really, really long nap.
Azel.
these are bad jokes.
Angrah was inside of him.
Then he was manipulated as well.
Yeah.
Everyone has shadows inside their souls.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he let Angrah set up shop in the darkness of his shadows.
That means there might be another Azel someday.
Oh no.
It's possible.
Now, we have 2 of these god hands to defend.
Huh?
Come on, Olivia! You were worried about me.
Maybe
Yeah, my
I
guy.
should have taken care of you too.
Ow! What are you doing?
Huh. Nothing happened.
Why would something happen to me? I think you should give those arms back! Ugh! Get back here, tough guy!
Hilarious. Is that it? Hey!
That was only warming up.
Hell yeah.
Got a demon.
Oh my
What
God.
am I? It's time for me to choose my path. The power of my
Listen to the
God
song.
hand. No evildoer will get past. Hand to hand or fist to fist. Kick your nuts or twist your wrist. God power keeps my pimp hand strong. So trust me or you won't last very long. Dragon kick your ass into the Milky Way.
Okay. This maybe not.
Act like you don't like the Bulbasaur. My arm, my arm,
Don't
my arm,
focus.
my arm, my arm, my arm, the summon of the powers of the God hand.
Yeah! It is.
I lost a limb in a fight, but don't worry, babe, I'll be cool. The ultimate power
Look at
of
all
a
these
god
freaks.
is now my secret tool. My defenses are impregnable. My style is impetuous.
Also, they got a lot of motion actors for this. That's awesome. I mean, it makes sense. I hope they motion captured all that dancing too.
Apocalyptic beatdowns from the God hand. My arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my summon of the powers of the God hand.
Wow. Wow. This little like dance move is not incredible, I'm not gonna lie. But you know.
Hyperactive fighting style so slick they will make you drool. The God hand helps me work out my stress. It's overpowering, I must confess.
What?
The only person who it doesn't work on is the girl who got me into this, Olivia.
Okay.
Slicing through thugs with my shockwave. Shockwave!
Shockwave!
Than a guillotine. Head slicer. Head slicer.
They're just saying moves from the game now. I mean, there's a build up to this chorus saying, my arm, my arm, my arm. Wow. Way to go, Shinji. Way to go. Good job, Shinji Mikami, I guess. How's it going, Bovanga? You literally just caught the very, very end of the game. Good to see you, though. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. We did it! Total average 1.8. I don't... That sounds bad. Probably because we died a lot. But I actually don't know. 78 continues? Yeah, that's probably high. Oh, unlocked hard mode. Bonus have an add to the shop in each mode. Great. Well, we did it, folks. Wow, New Game Plus, huh? Oh, unpack the menu. Hard mode is cool because you start every stage on level die. Yeah, I can't. This game is hard enough as it is. Look. I do know in New Game Plus, there's a couple more moves. Yeah, it's all good, Anti-Boredom. Thank you so much for joining. Obviously, good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Hope your day ends soon. I'm guessing you're on the West Coast or something. So there's a kick me run. What's a kick me run? Just means throws a kick me sign on the back. Is that all that is? Is that like if I play the game on like easy or something, it throws like the kick me sign on the back? Is that what that is? I'm assuming that's what it is. If I play on like easy mode or something. I'm guessing Bowabunga, you probably know, right? Gosh, I can't believe I finished it. That's great. That's the first time I did this for this game, so good to get that monkey off my back, right? Monkey. Well, not that pro wrestling monkey. Get him for sure off my back. Pro wrestling gorilla. Sorry. Shout out to Liv. That game's a lot of fun. That game is still really good. Oh, you remember the kick me sign? Yeah, kick me sign from level 2. That sign only comes off when you use a God Hand or roulette move. Holy. Okay. So beating the game without losing the... Oh, I see. Okay. Bowabunga, when does... So basically what you're saying is you get to level 2 where Olivia throws the kick me sign on you. And basically if you can keep that on you for the whole game, it's by not doing a roulette or a God Hand. So the whole point of it is to get right to the end boss. And is that like... Does that unlock something? Or is that just something like speedrunners have been doing to try and do as a challenge? Is that basically what that is? It'd be like the equivalent of, you know, like in Spelunky, if you're aware of like the eggplant run or something like that, I'm assuming. You can carry that eggplant all the way to the end of the game. It's just kind of like a fun thing a community has come up with, I'm assuming. Unlock Side C songs. What? Side C? That'd be incredible. Doesn't unlock anything. It's just that people realize to keep the kicking. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's great. Well, Bug, I think Dull Focus was mostly just joking. Unless you read something that I didn't know of. Chris, you tell me. I'm just reading the chat. I'm willing to believe anything. Based on the one thing you read? Okay. I'm curious. I'll look into it. Where's the internet? Yeah, so who knows? Good point. God Hand is secretly Celeste. That's really funny. Wow. Yeah, I've had this monkey on my back for a very long time, not finishing this game ever. I've had it probably since, probably like mid-2000s-ish. Wait, no, not that early. I'm going to say maybe like 2010s-ish. 2010s, 12s. So I'm glad I was able to finally finish it, especially like when I had my corrupted save, right? It was like super disappointing. I would also note, like, when I played originally, I definitely was not as adept with a lot of the gameplay mechanics. So like a lot of even just doing the Shoryuken to like the crowd clearing spin kick, right? I didn't know about all that stuff. I had not read that stuff online. It wasn't until I like saw some YouTube videos and stuff where I actually learned a lot about that stuff and in the manual. So I feel like I was much better prepared to play it this time than I did back in the day, right? Where I could see things like combo videos or I could see things like, people's posts on GameFAQs and whatnot about how a lot of these knockdown and juggle mechanics work, right? There's a jukebox where you can listen to music and a screen to watch cutscenes. So theoretically, Dull Focus could be like, oh yeah. Yeah, there's the jukebox that's just right outside the shop, right? In the same area where the casino and stuff is. No dull focus. I'm not right now. Maybe hold that in the back pocket, right? Anyways, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for everyone who's joining me on this adventure. You know, granted, this is part 5. This should have been a part 6. But I play God Hand on? Do you mean like system-wise, emulation-wise, or do you mean like the difficulty? I just did normal difficulty, right? So it's like that's what I originally had it intended, just to finish this game on. The hard mode would be a bit too hard for even me. I might try it. I might try it in my off time a little bit, see how far we get. I would not mind at least looking at like the new moves you get, which I think are just like upgrade versions of like the jab and straight and the hook that I already use. What system? You said you had this game. This is mid 2000s. People. Oh, no, sorry, Bobunk. I misspoke there. It's like, I didn't have. Thank you for the follow, Bobunga. Thank you. I actually didn't have this game originally on PS2. I wish I did. I mean, I'd seen it many times in like gaming magazines and stuff like that, or really, really old GameSpot videos or IGN and stuff like that at the time, right? Because this game came out, I think it was like 2006, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, 2006. So I definitely heard about this game first on PlayStation 2. And at that point, I probably didn't play it until like PlayStation 2 emulation became more of a thing, right? Really, really early versions of what I used to run it today on PC SX2, right? Didn't mean to do that. Hold on. I'm just gonna throw a save state down there. Yeah, so like when I played originally, I was just flying by the seat of my pants with it, and I got pretty far. I got to that desert stage. I think I remember beating Shannon the second time around when she morphs into the big demon monster. I want to say shortly after that, my save got corrupted and I couldn't recover it. It was super annoying. I was like, what the hell? And like the save back then would have been like a flat file, right? It wouldn't have been, the system of it would have been a little bit different. So I remember loading like a save state, and I didn't have like a really early save state because I was just using like the plain memory card saves and stuff like that. So it's irrecoverable for me in a lot of ways. I got so tired of it because it, like, again, there are a lot of mechanics in this game I didn't grok back then. So like getting as far as I did without even doing like the big uppercut, the Shoryuken style uppercut to juggle, and the screen and the crowd control spin kick after that, which again like pauses time and is really helpful for like screen clearing anything that's like really in front of you. I didn't know about all that stuff. So I wasn't doing it. I was just straight up just using the combos and the button inputs that I could put in, right? I wasn't even hyper focused on things like, you know, animation canceling and stuff like that with the dodges. So it's no wonder that it was so hard for me back then, and for not just for me, but for like a lot of people when they play this game, right? A lot of people not realizing a lot of these different kind of like fighting game style mechanics are in there and yada 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 of the time. So I can see why people look at this game and be like, man, this game is wild hard, right? And it's like, if you don't have that kind of insight to some of the knowledge that I didn't learn until I watched a couple more YouTube videos recently, you know, before I started this whole feature to replay this game, I would not have gone this far, this easily. Easily is... I know this whole series about playing hard video games and stuff, which this game is a hard video game, but, you know, if you can grasp the mechanics of how to, like, you know, obviously deal with multiple enemies at once, which is the hardest part of this game, ultimately speaking, right? How to, like, get your crowd control correct, how to, like, you know, launch enemies away so that, you know, you have breathing space to do other kinds of combos, or like I said, like, you know, getting that juggle into that spinning launching kick, massively helpful. It becomes less about how much damage you're doing, which I find really interesting with this game, right? Like, the majority of your damage done is not from your bread and butter combo necessarily, right? It's more about just like outlasting the enemy and then building up your god hand, which obviously makes you invincible, right? And then tearing down enemies with fast punches to get the most out of your god hand as possible, right? So like there are way more powerful kicks, and like there's that unblockable palm strike, which is actually super helpful, but I didn't even use it in that last chapter by the time I got it, right? So it's not really about doing like these big heavy moves. It's about building up god hand. It's about crowd controlling and outlasting your opponent and wearing them down with those moves until your god hand is ready, and then you can like really tear stuff up, right? Then the hard part also becomes like running into the different enemy types, knowing what combos they might throw at you, you know, being aware of that. And also like for enemies that you can't juggle, right? Then it becomes about, you know, getting guard break on them to build your god hand meter up and then unleashing that. So Ovelka also says it's not that hard. It's mainly unique, which I agree. Which means most people don't have some other games where the skills would transfer over smoothly. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, I know I say things like animation frame canceling and blah, blah, blah. Like these are fighting game terms, right? There's definitely like a twitch element, obviously, to the gameplay, right? Being able to react. But I'm not doing like hard. It's not like Sekiro where I'm like trying to do parries necessarily. I'm doing dodges and stuff, right? And those can be, you know, timing intensive for sure. And obviously that leads to like some of the animation frame canceling and stuff that I'm talking about. But like that's no different than like doing a dodge roll in a Souls game, really, ultimately speaking. Are you saying it's less so hard and more so a lot? I mean, a lot can mean a lot, right? If we're saying like a sensory overload, like this game is, you know, I'm speaking broad subjective terms here, right? But when I say like this game is a lot, it's like this game is loud, right? This game is flashy as hell. This game is very fast paced. There's get into a panic quite easily for most people in this game, right? You can get yourself stuck in a corner and just get beat down mercilessly. The checkpoint system is okay at times, right? There's that one desert stage area that was really rough, that checkpointing was really bad on. So that can be a lot, right? I think also what I mean with a lot is that a lot of the tricks that I was using, they're not necessarily explained to you up front. Like, again, that crowd clearing spin kick and the Shoryuken style uppercut, like, it doesn't tell you, there's, like, you read the manual, it'll tell you how to do that off a juggle. But no one's there to tell you, it's like, hey, look, this freezes time, right? By freezing time, you get all the advantages of doing this move without being able to get hit necessarily, right? So you can establish a little bit invulnerability with that to get back on better footing to take on single opponents, or to, like, you know, keep crowds away from you and from being overwhelmed. Like, those are gameplay mechanics that aren't explicit out of the game unless you're, you know, watching YouTube videos, or if you already have that kind of mindset, right? And like most people, I mean, I don't use this in a pejorative way, but I like normies that are like, you know, just playing Call of Duty and Madden are probably not going to be super intuit, super intuit that stuff all the time, right? If you play fighting games, maybe you will, maybe, right? I don't even want to say people who play a lot of beat 'em ups, because that's what this game is, right? It's a beat 'em up, but it's very non-traditional beat 'em up. So like you're saying, right? Like they're there are going to be a lot of skills that won't transfer over very smoothly, right? This is not, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time, right? Where you just spam one button all the time and says, oh, look, it does the fake Mode 7 looking thing where you throw the foot soldier at the screen, right? Again, dull focus, I don't mean that in a pejorative sense. It's just like, it's down to your gameplay preferences, right? It just happens, I like a lot of these kind of sicko games. I'm definitely this kind of sicko. Yeah, you have zero desire to play this, and that's absolutely no judgment there. I totally understand that. And it's like, but that's why I also find this game interesting, right? There's not quite anything like it. I know Shinji Mikami even has said it's like he kind of laments the idea of tank controls and is often even embarrassed by it, if I'm not mistaken. I think he may have done some interviews where he mentioned even like, oh, it's like, I can't believe I put tank controls in that. But it's like, there's nothing else like it. And that alone can make it, I should say, a selling point in a way. I know there's lots of people that struggle with the controls of this game, which are very much not like anything else. Honestly, I think if God Hand was more popular, it would create a new subgenre the same way Dark Souls did. That's interesting. Yeah. I think that's the interesting thing about that is also like the time and a place to get that kind of thing, right? Here's the main thing that I'll say about that, Bowabunga. I think it's like, what year did Resident Evil 4 come out? 2005, right? So, because obviously this is part of that whole Capcom 5 thing, right? When Resident Evil 4 came out, which was 1 year earlier than this, right? A lot of people hated it, right? Which is interesting. There's nothing wrong with people saying they didn't like it. It's so significantly different from the Resident Evil formula, right? And people wanted, the Resident Evil sickos of the time wanted more of that kind of Resident Evil 3 or 2 experience, right? And a lot of them didn't like the action-forward nature that Resident Evil 4 put out. So it's like, contextually speaking, it's like, it wasn't until after some more critical reception and also even just more people playing it that people really started to glom onto it. And now we see it as like the main way people play Resident Evil games. Like, I remember, like, obviously it came out on the GameCube and a lot of consoles. I remember so many people complaining about the way the laser targeting worked in Resident Evil 4, right? And so it having tank controls was like very weird. But out of that came the third-person shooter genre, right? Which is super cool. So like, there's nothing wrong with that. Would God Hand have followed the same path? The way that you're saying? I mean, maybe, but God Hand wasn't Resident Evil, right? It didn't have that kind of long-standing franchise weight behind it. It was very much its own unique thing. Looking at it under a modern lens today, culturally speaking, you could say the game's a bit challenging because it does a lot of like weird 2000s era tropes that even I don't say I'm like, I talked about this in the last episode, but it's like, there are things about that are very dated that have nothing to do with the gameplay, right? Like, some of the way it depicts women, right? Some of the way it's punching down with some of its jokes, not incredible, right? Very 2000s era stuff, right? It's very edgelordy in some ways, not always for the best. And I'm willing to obviously recognize that, absolutely. And I only sidestep it and give it a little bit of grace because I have a history of playing Shinji Mikami games, right? And knowing his style of humor. Does that make it okay? It absolutely doesn't. Not for everyone, right? I described a lot of God Hand's humor as some Japanese boomers in an office just doing... Yes. I think you could... I don't know what, God Hand's crew looked like at the time necessarily, but a lot of male-dominated kind of humor, right? Of the era. Absolutely of the era. Right? Yes, that two-part interview with Mikami he did with Archipel. Yes, absolutely recommend it for anyone. I remember that's where he mentioned stuff like making God Hand. He would say things like, I remember him very explicitly saying in that interview, God Hand was the last time he felt he had complete freedom to make anything that he wanted. and almost describes God Hand as his, almost you could say like purest game that he's ever created. And, you know, enveloping that as a whole, that's like super neat, but that also includes what I just mentioned about, you know, its humor. It's a very male-dominated style of humor, which is not incredible in today's context, right? Yes, it's the only time he felt like he was able to do everything he wanted. He had budgetary constraints still, obviously, to worry about. And I remember him talking about like getting resources for that game to be a bit of a challenge. But generally speaking, he still feels he got to do everything he wanted in the end. I'm like, that's cool. That's awesome. So like, it's very, like he said, pure product of his, but it's not without its flaws. And that's okay, right? That's okay. Could that still make it something as big as, say, Dark Souls and blah, blah, blah? Like, over time, maybe. But it's also like, there are mechanics in this game that have evolved. Tank controls being one of them, right? Just being one of them. The beat 'em up genre has also not continued, right? In this way, right? Even classic style beat 'em ups, your Ninja Turtles in Time and such, like only what in the past couple years we start seeing a resurgence of that stuff with like Streets of Rage 4, right? Shredder's Revenge, that new Power Rangers one coming out. Yeah, River City Girls. Thank you for mentioning that. I almost forgot that one. Like only now are we seeing a resurgence of these kind of beat 'em ups, and these are obviously the most traditional style. They're not the style of God Hand, right? So like, but they're getting so much richer, right? These new style of beat 'em ups where they have, you know, fighting game mechanics in them, whether it's juggles or whether it's frame canceling with like dodges or feints or whatever have you, or special move inputs, combo meters, super moves, right? Like cool stuff like this that carried over, which is awesome. And like, I love playing those games. Oh gosh, River City Underground was incredible. I think about that beat 'em up still all the time, which has obviously came up before River City Girls. I've yet to play River City Girls myself, but everything I see out of it, I'm just like, I gotta get in that. I gotta get into that. But what I'm saying is like, for it to move in the direction of say like a Dark Souls and stuff like that, I think what a lot of people forget is that, you know, like, and like Liv, if you're still here, I don't know if you are. I don't think you are. All right. Yeah, you are. Like Demon Souls was not a hit overnight, right? People hated Demon Souls out the gate. Only the sickest of sickos love Demon Souls out the gate, right? And it took so much time and maturation for that series and for From to get that off the ground. Don't forget, right? Like King's Field was a thing before Demon Souls as well, right? That series took a lot of time to mature. So for like the beat 'em up genre to move in that direction would need just as much time. And yeah, unfortunately, God Hand didn't get to see a follow-up, right? It sold okay, it had cult status, you name it. But you know, if someone was to like try this again, I'd be super interested to see what they're doing, right? Yes, No More Heroes, sure. I know Shinji Mikami has talked a lot about Killer 7 being something he wants to do again as well. Like, this is why I love Shinji Mikami games. It's like, the humor is what it is, often dates a lot of his games. Shadow of the Damned, prime example of it, right? I'm glad he's getting to remaster that game in some way, right? Just to make it playable on something modern hardware. But at the same time, it's like, I often feel like his projects are so interesting, but they're almost always like stepping stones for something greater, right? Resident Evil being the primest of prime examples, for sure. How does it compare to something like a DMC? That's exactly what I was actually just about to bring that up. Self-focus. DMC, those games are absolutely beat 'em ups in their own way too, right? Character action games. Because that's essentially what this is, right? That's exactly what God Hand is. It's a melding of character action with beat 'em up sensibilities, right? So like, there's absolutely a lot in common there. And like, even the first Devil May Cry was not quite all there with that stuff, right? Targeting was still a little bit a little bit hinky in ways, right? But like the moves were all there. The combo ability was built right out the gate in that. Like Devil May Cry absolutely falls in the same vein. But like, you know, you don't get something like Bayonetta without Devil May Cry. Hypothetically, you may not get Devil May Cry without something like God Hand, for sure. Just God Hand is just much more unique because God Hand always takes place behind Gene, right? And the punches and attacks and stuff are very... There's no dodge button, right? It's on the stick, which is weird. But it's like... This may sound a bit weird, but it's like I almost attribute God Hand to having something feeling more like a punch out even, right? It's not as explicit in terms of like left and right dodges and stuff like this, and the way obviously enemies attacks come at you and stuff, but it's just from the fact that it always takes place behind Gene and you're always operating from that out of tank controls feels similar-ish in terms of like how you need to react and stuff like that, and then perform combos, which is obviously more like a DMC. So I could sit here and talk about this stuff all the time. Shinji Mikami, incredible designer, right? Love to see it. Obanga says Mikami is also super close to Suda 51. Yep. And they both really want to do another Killer Star. Yes, that's what I recall last reading. I would love to see them do a director's cut. I know there's the rumor out there that that's what they're working on, right? They're trying to do like a Killer 7 remaster, essentially, or maybe a remake. It's been unconfirmed, I think. I'm not super certain. I think I remember Jeff Grubb talking about something like this. Shout out to Jeff Grubb. Inspiration for the style meter in DMC came from Kamiya wanting to show off when he got a crowd in the arcade. That's cool. SS, super stylish, right? I always love that stuff. We don't have enough time. 3 hours! Oh my god. Oh, got an ad. Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the ad break button really quick, then I'll do sign off. So I'm gonna do promo in the middle of that. Okay, Bobunga? So you'll just miss me shouting out all the various stuff, as always. Alright. Oh, you probably didn't hear me saying that. That's fine. Or here. Sorry, I don't know what gender Bobo is. Thank you all so much for joining me today. As always, wonderful support. Oh, thank you so much for Tricky Banana for that raid earlier. It's really fun. Prompted me to talk about making Hong Kong egg sandwiches for like an hour. That was great. Of course, the show will be archived over here at youtube.com/@RJLee. So just give me a day or so. Obviously, let me double check the audio, make sure everything's all good. When the audio's all good, then I'll post it right up there. It'll take me a day to upload, but all the episodes will go up there. Thanks, Bobunga. It's all good. I was doing promo anyways. So, but yeah. So do please go check out the video archive over there at youtube.com/@RJLee. Obviously, if you're watching the VOD, hello. Why don't you join us live sometime? If you'd like to join us live, the show happens over here at twitch.tv/RJLee. We'd be glad to have you. Having a good time here. Of course, if you come on over, give me a follow. That's free. Almost as free as, or just as free as doing like, comment, subscribing on youtube.com, which I always appreciate the folks that I interact with there. But if you give me a follow, you will get a notification anytime I go live over here on twitch.tv. So be sure to do that. If you'd like to support my show monetarily, thank you so much for obviously all my wonderful subscribers. You can throw me a subscription, throw me a couple bucks. Helps the show out, help me grow, helps me, get groceries. Of course, the current subscribers goal is playing. I do a lot of bonus streams now as a sub goal. So currently at 35, that number gets to 50. I will do 2 bonus streams, one of which I will play Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures for the Super Nintendo. But my audience loves it. Ugh. I also play a lot of Rocksmith, in which I play a lot of my bass guitars that you see back here. And then I usually will also include with that sub goal doing the playlist LP, which is a separate bonus subscriber goal stream in which I will curate a fine playlist and perform it for the folks with a bunch of lovely song covers, of course. Of course, with the Pac-Man 2, it's because this is the end of this series for now. For the skill check, it's the final episode, so I'm going to come up with something new. But I also might put the show on hiatus for a little bit. But again, programming note: things are in play. I will think about them a little bit. But of course, you can always go to youtube.com/RJLee and check out some of my other shows in which I rank Super Nintendo games with my series Let's Rank almost every Super Nintendo game. And from there, I have this fine curated list of fine video games. We are up to, 125 currently, which last one on the list is Pac-Man 2 itself. Terrible video game. But at the very top, we have, very fine Chrono Trigger at number 1, Super Mario World 2 at 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting at number 3. My God. If you'd like to check out this list for yourself, though, you can go over here to tinyurl.com/SNES ranking. Then from there, we'll come to like my personal webpage, and you'll see this big old fine list. But also on top of that, there'll be time-coded hyperlinks beside each one, going to its, designated episode, which is over here at youtube.com/@RJLee. So it'll go right to that time code of like where I play that game. So if you want to check out that, absolutely go nuts. Also on top of that, you can always suggest a Super Nintendo game to me. I will always openly take a lot of suggestions, but I usually shelve them and try to obviously thematically group them up. But if you really, really need to see a game that you want to see put onto this fine list over here, you can always suggest me a game, and I'll have to play it right away. I'll do that obviously for a very fine $20 tip or donation, or alternatively 8 gift subs or 2,000 bits over here on twitch.tv. I'll gladly take that. I will play your game right away. I'll have to drop everything I'm doing. As long as I'm not playing someone else's game, right? I'm absolutely willing to give every game a shot for at least 30 minutes. Or, more than likely, I'll play for longer just because I love to find something interesting in just about every game I play. So, shout out to all the people that have obviously done that in the past and give me fine donations. What am I missing? The only other thing out of that with those donations, I will note, I do have a donations goal now, which, currently at $210, like total donations. Thank you, all those fine people. Retro Chris, Del Focus, you've contributed that. My Hero Zero also. I'll say Lucky Hyena, also a very fine donator. Thank you so much. Right? I used a little bit of that money to buy even these headphones, which is really helpful. But I'm also going to be including that also as part of this donation goal because I think it's important. And obviously, these were not that expensive. They were only like $70, right? So I can afford that. No, I don't have a job right now, technically speaking. That's okay. But obviously, it's like this donations goal is now to about $700, which will help me get a 5-string bass, which will be really helpful for my Rocksmith streams. And I can play more kinds of music, right? Because currently I only have 4 strings on this guitar back here. It's only set up for that. There's only so much you can do with it, right? I mean, you can do a lot, right? A 5-string bass, you can do, you can play a lot of metal, you can do lots of all sort of funky tunings with it, right? So hopefully I can see that someday. I think that's it. I think that's all the promo. That's all I got. Thank you so much again. All our wonderful people who support the show, and all the people who obviously tune on in and follow and all that fun stuff. I love doing this every single time. Next show, we're going to what do I have on deck? Let's check the stream schedule really quick, which I keep down below here on Twitch. If you scrolling down, there's like I have a Google Calendar now. That's right. This Saturday, I've got it scheduled for a Rocksmith bass stream, so come on over and check that out. Hopefully my finger is still not too sore from yesterday's rather ridiculously long Rocksmith stream, so keep tabs on it. It'll be before Movie Club, essentially, Del Focus. Actually, no, sorry. There is no Movie Club this week, so No movie club. Next week, though. Next week. We're watching Madam Web next week. Oh, no. Cats got rescheduled. They'll focus, so probably run that other time. Anyways, if my figure holds up, we'll do Rocksmith on Saturday. If not, maybe I'll push that a little bit and maybe we'll find something else to do. So stay tuned. Otherwise, thank you again so much. Let's end this train. Thank you everyone for joining me. All right. Also, I'm going to cut to my end card and then, obviously I'm going to go to my end card and then we'll come back and find someone to raid. All right, y'all. Thanks again for coming. Love y'all.